Angie. Hopefully my video just posted right now, everyone. I just posted a video about how Trump in 2016 quite literally is condemning himself because of the felony charges. He said, don't vote for her, don't vote for her, but when she has felony charges, but when I have felony charges, vote for me, I'm good. Like, dude, I can't do it. It's actually unbelievable. But yeah, tap that screen. Let's run up to 200,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. Y'all already know the deal. 34. Let's go. That's actually quite good, huh? Yeah, no, it's really funny, dude. It's really funny. 2016 Trump condemns voting for 2024 Trump. That's actually the funniest thing I've seen in a minute. What's up, Adelina? How you doing? It's good to see you. Okay, yeah, okay, what are you celebrating? We're celebrating Trump has been found guilty for his crimes. He's convicted of 34 felony charges. 34! Dude, 30 fucking 4. That was crazy. Rigged trial. You know, they unanimously decided on the rigged trial. So real. And a rigged trial. Okay, if you think it's a rigged trial, send a guest request, bud. Send a guest request. Let's see this rigged trial. Oh my, unbelievable.
Hello.
Are you still voting for him even though he's convicted of 34 felonies?
Yes,
Why?
I am. Yes, I will. I will stand behind Trump no matter what happens to this man.
Didn't you say on my live before that if he was convicted of a felony, you wouldn't vote for him?
Oh, I changed my mind.
This is like literally what every Trump supporter says. They say, I will draw the final line once he's been convicted of a felony.
Oh, Parker,
now that he's been convicted of a felony, you're fucking doing what?
It was rigged, Parker. You gotta get that.
How was it rigged?
Here. You and your liberal people keep celebrating online like you're acting like November 5th isn't like we're gonna deliver Trump to the White House, which we are.
Okay, so you're gonna deliver the first convicted felon to the White House?
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will. I will support him.
I will be proud to. I will stand with Trump no matter what happens.
Let's go, W, dude.
Yeah, W. Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? You guys want to put all this on him. 34 counts. How is that possible? 34 counts. Like, it's just
exactly. Wait. You're asking the right questions.
It was a
right. Holy shit! I know, right?
They
like,
shouldn't have let
dude.
They shouldn't have let Judge Merchant sit on the trial. It was not fair. I mean, this man was a Biden donor on top of that too. I'm gonna.
You want to hear this clip of Trump?
Against Hillary Clinton and her inner circle, despite her efforts to know me. And we're holding him back.
Hold on, one sec. Cringe Parker voice. Don't listen.
There's virtually no doubt that FBI Director Comey and the great special agents of the FBI will be able to collect more than enough evidence to garner indictments against Hillary Clinton and her inner circle. Despite her efforts to disparage them and to discredit them.
Exactly how you and Trump are doing right now with the court cases that exist. So it all works and it all makes sense whenever Trump is on the opposing side. But whenever it's him, no, it's rigged. It's bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous.
You gotta understand one thing. There's evidence against Hillary Clinton. There's no evidence against Mr. Trump.
There's no evidence? Really?
Mrs. Clinton is responsible for what she
Wait, so how come she wasn't held responsible to the same degree that Trump was, given that there was more evidence?
You know why she wasn't held responsible?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because she got off the hook because Obama could have prosecuted her at the time when he was still president. He let her on his cabinet. She was on Obama's cabinet. She was there, and they let her off the hook because she has a powerful husband, William Clinton. Okay? You gotta understand, they will never hurt the Clintons. They will never hurt the...
So Trump's not powerful?
Oh, Trump is very powerful.
Oh, so if Trump is very powerful, then how come the same thing didn't happen?
The only difference is that between these two powerful people is that Trump was exposing the government for what it really was and was training the SWAT.
How did he expose the government for what it really is?
He literally threw a lot of people under the bus that wasn't supposed to know. He literally threw the Clintons under the bus. He literally He literally said that he uses the cheat code on the tax code. He says, I use it, she uses
So
it.
he did. I did all the bad things too. So you vote for me.
He's trying to save America, Parker. He's trying to save it from loonies like you.
Really? So how is he saving it from me?
He's trying to bring back our conservative ideology. He's trying to bring back law and order. He's trying to bring back the American way. He's trying to
Wait. Trying to bring back law and order?
Yes.
Really? Really?
Oh no.
Really?
No.
Really?
No. This is completely
Rules
different.
for thee, but not for me. Law and order for who? For who?
Trump will actually lock
Him?
up.
Him?
Trump is not a real criminal. Trump is
Yes,
not
he
even.
is. He's literally a criminal. He's
I don't
literally a
care what the
convicted
court.
felon.
I don't care what the courts say. I don't
He's
care. What that,
34 different felonies that he's been convicted of.
all fake.
He's literally a
charges.
criminal.
All fake. All fake.
It's not fake.
It's clearly fake.
Okay, so would you say that for everyone across the board? They're all fake?
No, not for Hillary Clinton.
Wait, but she hasn't even. Okay, so not for Hillary Clinton, only for Trump, only fake for Trump. Why?
Yes, because there's evidence that Trump hasn't done it. Have
No,
you
can you
not
give me
heard
evidence? Wait, can you give me evidence that Trump has not done it?
Michael Cohen's former advisor literally went on the witness stand and told everything what happened. I don't remember exact the words, but he literally said what happened. The people that covered up his paper, right? Remember?
Gene, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
Remember
Sounds like the jury didn't find it convincing.
Apparently not, because you know.
Oh shit!
You know.
So how is it
Wait
this
a minute,
great
wait a
stance
minute. The
when the
reason they
entire
did it-
unanimous decision of the jury didn't find it convincing?
Do you remember Robert DeNiro literally scaring the jurors into literally voting guilty? He literally
Scaring them, bro. That's what are you talking about? Scaring them.
He was scaring them. He was forcing them, basically.
How is he forcing them?
The Biden campaign sent Bobby De Niro coming down to New York City with his little mask on, saying, "Oh, if you don't vote for Trump, all your rights are going to be taken away." Literally, not even giving the jurors a choice.
Isn't that what Trump's claiming? Trump claims there's going to be World War III, Civil War, like everything is going to be destroyed. He literally, what do you mean? What do you mean your side is the only one? Trump is literally claiming that World War III and everything fucking bad is going to happen if Biden becomes president.
It's going to
What
happen.
are you talking about?
It's going to happen. If we have this
That's not even Biden himself.
another 4 years of Biden.
That's not even Biden himself.
Hell will
Okay, now
break loose.
you're doing the exact same shit. You said they mistake Trump. It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna be this dictator, right? So if you say the same thing and you acknowledge reality as it relates to that, why can't you do the same thing the other way around? You're just showing your biases over and over and over again.
I'm not showing biasm. I'm not showing my
biasm. You're showing biases.
my whatever. I'm not showing my biased behavior. I'm literally showing on the right of justice. I'm on the right on
I see pain. Thank you for the here we go. Thank you so much. Well, then you would acknowledge the literal jury convicting him of 34 felonies.
No, those 34 felonies. Do you understand that whatever the Biden campaign
What happened to Law and Order traditional?
This is Law and Order. Law and Order for the
Law and Order, but not for Trump.
You should be ashamed that the court system.
I should be ashamed. You should be ashamed that you're sitting here and you're voting for a person that's 34 convicted felonies, is a proven sexual abuser, proven fraudster, election denier with no sufficient evidence, a guy who put multiple Supreme Court justices in office with the explicit reason of them overturning Roe versus Wade. If the election was stolen from him, he literally appointed 17 corrupt federal judges that stole the election from him.
Like
so he's appointing all these corrupt
Moshe.
judges. He's not draining the swamp. He's adding to it, apparently.
Like the judges Biden has appointed to all of them, right? Like even Judge Juan Merchant, whatever his name is. What another one, a Biden donor, first of all. Let's just clear that up. He's a Biden donor, okay? Judge Merchant, whatever his last name is
Yo, Lauren, thank you so much for the $34 on Venmo through the 34 felonies. Thank you so much, Lauren. I really appreciate that.
You gotta understand here what's going on here. This is all because this is all another thing that the Biden campaign is doing because they're literally.
That's exactly what Trump said. Biden had nothing to do with this.
Yes, he did.
Give me evidence. Give me evidence. You whipped that one right out of your ass when you realized you lost. You had nothing left. You were grasping for straws, and instead of grasping for straws, you grabbed a little bit somewhere else and pulled out some shit. So that's what you did. You threw it right at the wall and hoped it stuck.
Let me explain to you what happened. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me right now. Literally earlier today, he did a press conference, right? Right.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, I think.
Yes. Okay, he was talking about how Israel should defend itself, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, someone asked him a question: how do you feel that Trump is literally a convicted felon and he's blaming you? And you saw that little smirk he did on his face? Or, like, you just saw that smirk he did on his face? Literally smiling with happiness and joy because he know he did it, he know it worked, and like just like they drew it, they drew
No,
it.
he was laughing at the fact that Trump blames him for it, dude. Use your brain
It's
cells.
his
Rub them
fault.
two together. Rub them together.
No.
Dude,
It's literally Biden and his administration's fault. It's literally the
give
Biden.
me any reason to believe that, dude.
Why was Robert DeNiro down there with the Biden campaign? Why was he down there? Why is the Biden campaign doing
I'm
it?
not quite sure, but I don't see how that justifies your point.
Why was the Biden campaign down
He's smiling, like he's smiling at Trump, blaming him for literally causing the trial
That
and the
is
conviction
not why he
when he had
smiled.
nothing to do with it.
That is not why he smiled.
I would laugh at that. If you said some, like, that's like me, like when people say that I'm paid, right? I laugh at that. I would laugh at that. You'd be like, oh, he's laughing because he's actually some DNC psyop paid by the fucking DNC and George Soros.
You might as well be.
What are you talking about?
You might as well be a Soros funded. I don't know. You might as well be.
Dude, yo, Silky, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so
gotta
much.
understand.
Caroline, thank you for the $20, $10 for each of the brain cells. Thank you so much.
Even if you don't like Trump, he's fighting for you no matter what, because that's what the kind of guy Trump is. Trump is going to win this election by a
Yeah,
landslide.
but he's not fighting for women. He's not fighting for many
He's
oppressed
fighting
groups
for
in this
all of
country.
us.
Oh no, he's fighting for people who are white men who are straight.
I'm not white.
That's who he's fighting for.
I'm not
Appreciate
white.
that mustache. Thank you so much. So you were right. Yeah, he is fighting for me. He's fighting for people that look exactly like me, but not fighting for everyone.
He's fighting for me too. I'm not white.
Thank you, Zid. I appreciate the $1.11.
I'm not
yeah.
white.
Wait. So you understand that I could point to plenty of things, right?
I don't care what your evidence states because that's a bunch
I
of
don't
lies.
care what your evidence is. I'm going to believe things with absolutely no reason.
Then why is Trump gaining the Latino vote and the black vote?
Wait, so again, just because people gain in terms of voting doesn't mean that their policy actually reflects that.
But why is he gaining more than he's done in 2020?
Rob, thank you for the
and
subscription. Thank you
2016?
so much.
Why is there more gains for Latinos and blacks from 2020
Black
to
people, by the way. Black people, by the way.
Excuse me, black people.
Yeah, so why is it? Well, I'm not going to have the full explanation, but I think it
why,
could be
though?
on the same trends as plenty of other groups.
Because they're tired of Biden.
Hold up. No, because there's plenty of other groups. We did see after like charges that he did grow. We do see that as it relates to the economy, people take a correlation causation fallacy. They say because it is the case that these two things are associated, like the economy bad right now, it's going to be because of him. We saw the same trend with like white men as well, right? And I'm pretty sure we see the same trend with white women. But again, these polls are not reflective of what's going to happen in the election, especially now
yes,
that
it
there's
is.
34 felony charges.
So what?
David, thank you for the $5.34. Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate that.
It's actually going to help him because he just raised $34 million over one night after he even got convicted for his campaign.
Yeah. So you raised 1 million after being convicted.
34
so,
million.
Yeah, 34 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can do that in one night, but Biden needed 6 presidents to do that in a couple nights. When he just did it over 24 hours, even after he got convicted, he got 34 million in his campaign.
You know, he's not even able to use that for other things. He has to use that for his like lawyer fees and
He's
defense
gonna
fund
use,
and
it's for his campaign. He's going to use it.
yeah,
for his,
that uses it for defense funds, not for
Right.
actually like getting people to vote, like knocking
Wait,
on
and
doors.
he's going to appeal this. He's going to appeal what they ruled.
Yeah, and you know the likelihood of that appeal going through is?
And what if it does? And they could take it to the Supreme Court too.
What if it does? What if all of these different cases they all get
And if
appealed?
if he appeals it and it goes his way, what you're gonna say? What you're gonna say?
Well, I'll acknowledge it.
And then what you're gonna say?
I'll acknowledge it. I'll be like, yeah, the court seemed to appeal that.
And would
Right.
you be pissed off?
What do you mean? Would I be pissed off?
Would you be pissed off if they appealed it in Trump's favor?
Depends on the case.
The case that literally he just got on all 24 counts.
Oh, if they appealed it, no, I wouldn't be like pissed off. I would just acknowledge reality.
So you will understand.
Thank you for the $1.11. Thank you
you're
so much.
telling
Oh, I
me-
do need to do that because I had date night last night. Thank you,
You're-
Lucy. I appreciate Lucy.
You're
Thank you so
telling
much.
me right now, if they appeal it in Trump's favor, you will not get mad.
No.
You will be fine, and you will just. Then if he appeals it, he's not a convicted felon anymore, right?
Yeah, if all of those charges got appealed, he wouldn't be a convicted felon anymore if it became appealed. The likelihood of that happening is extraordinarily low. Right now, he's a convicted felon. Thank you. I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. You told me on my live that you would never vote for him if he was a convicted felon. Now you have gone back on that and you have
I
changed.
changed my mind. I stand with Trump.
I would be with him no matter what he does. He could kill me with someone on Fifth Avenue and I'd still vote for him.
True Americans stand with Trump.
So would you stand for him in that scenario?
If he shot somebody,
Yeah, you pew-pewed someone on Fifth Avenue.
no, I will go for another Republican candidate.
Oh, but I changed my mind right after it happens.
Okay, but that's murder.
Dude, that's what you would do. Okay.
If he committed murder and just shot somebody,
Well, he committed sexual abuse and that wasn't enough for you.
no, it's not enough because they can always believe what the women says over what the guy says. And there's a lot of counts like that. That's what men mostly go to jail for.
Thank you for the $1.11. Thank you so
Some
much.
of it's a mistake too.
Oh yeah, so give me. So you think that this is just bullshit? You think it's just bullshit? That
Yes.
the Eugene Carroll story, really?
Yes, women say a lot of things.
Oh, really? So what's the likelihood of someone falsely accusing for grape?
It
Melinda,
could
thank you for the
be-
$6.66. Thank you,
You
Melinda.
believe? Okay, so right. Let me give you a little scenario. Right, you're around a woman, right? You're not.
No,
talking-
traditional. I want you to answer this question.
Okay.
What is the likelihood of false accusal of grape?
False accused. Pretty high.
Really? What percent you think?
Like about 80%, most of it.
You want to bet $1 million?
And the truth of it. and
$1 million?
most of
$1 million?
it- Sure,
Million? Okay.
sure.
No, like what's the highest number you'll do? I'm not trolling.
500.
500. Okay, $500.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a source that says 80%.
Um.
Venmo Cash App in the bio.
Jesus.
Venmo Cash App in the bio. Literally, you owe me $500.
No, look it up.
Dude, there's no source that says 80 fucking percent.
I'm
No
just-
source. I promise you. I have looked this up before. The highest rate I have seen is like 4%. And that's and that would even have critiques.
And Trump
right?
could be a part of that 4%.
Wait, so you said 80%. So you bet it on that. So you owe me $500. Pay up.
Well, when I get my next paycheck, sure.
Oh, okay. I better be expecting it.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, sure.
500. Why'd you say that, dude?
8%, 5%. I don't remember the percentage. I know it's around there.
Dude, why would you make a wait? You said that's the highest you could do, so you couldn't do that. So okay, so I don't know why you'd say that if you can't do it. If
All right,
what-
fine. $2.
That's okay. All right, well, you owe me $2.
Fine.
But dude,
Anyway.
why the fuck did you make that, dude? That was probably one of the dumbest bets you've ever made.
Because I'm not. Maybe I'm mistaken myself. Okay. I'm mistaken myself for something.
80% is crazy, dude. Okay, so if let's say the highest we've seen in the chat, 8%. I've seen 8% in the chat. From people say 2 to 8%. Let's say it's 8%. It's still way more likely than not that this is not a false accusal. One thing. Two, it went through the context of the court system. Do you know how hard it is to like prove this in a court of law?
It's pretty hard.
There was plenty of evidence.
Okay, but what about the fingerprint? I know that Trump didn't have time to give in his fingerprint either. Do you know that? They didn't even take his fingerprint. So how did he know it was him if he didn't have any evidence with the fingerprint?
Wait, why didn't he give up his DNA? It's not fingerprint, DNA.
Same thing.
He didn't
whatever.
give up his DNA. He
did
could have
not.
if there was unidentified male DNA on the dress. If it was the case that it wasn't his DNA and he was actually innocent, he could have given his DNA.
Maybe he didn't
didn't.
have time. He even said it. He didn't have time to do it, and they didn't even give him a second chance to do
He's
it.
bullshitting. He's bullshitting. When he says he didn't have time to do it, it's fucking bullshit, dude.
And he was probably campaigning.
They gave him time to do it. That is such bullshit.
He was probably.
You literally believe every fucking lie he says. Literally every lie
He's
Trump
telling the
says, you
truth.
believe it.
I don't believe a word.
That's
Biden
not
said.
true at all.
Oh,
He
so
absolutely
Biden,
had
so,
time.
So if Biden did it, and he said he didn't have time, would you believe that?
No, if there was reason to believe he didn't have time. Right? If there was reason to believe he didn't have time, right, then I would believe him, right? But if there wasn't reason, well, then I wouldn't believe him.
There was a reason.
I'm not
He
just
was-
believing things because Biden says it, dude. You understand that, right? I don't like Biden. I don't like Trump. I think that Trump is worse than Biden.
So do you think
Trump's a
there's-
fucking convicted felon, a proven sexual abuser, a proven fraudster, election
He's
denier,
still gonna
undermining
win.
our American democracy. You've heard me say this a million times. You don't fucking care about any of these things. Unbelievable. You can't say
No.
you're a proud American, right? You
am a
can't
proud
say that you
American.
hold up for American values and then you want to fucking get rid of the First Amendment by putting people in prison for burning the American flag because they want to speak out against their tyrannical government. Get a grip, dude.
What are you talking about? Get a grip when you want to be putting your political enemies in jail or in.
I'm not advocating for that. I'm advocating for putting people in jail who committed fucking crimes.
He didn't commit a crime. That's what you don't
He
understand.
did, dude. He literally had convicted felonies. 34 fucking convicted felonies. Thank you for the little crown. Thank you. Literally 34, dude.
This man is innocent. Okay,
Dude,
He's
based
innocent.
upon what standard is he innocent?
He's
he literally is
innocent.
guilty by the law.
It's political.
You guys all say all the time, "Where's the criminal trial? I'm awaiting that criminal trial." I don't take civil courts, but when there's a fucking criminal trial and when there's a criminal court, when he's convicted in that, then you change the standard. Then you move the goalpost. Then it's not, oh, it's just a criminal trial. Then it's, oh, everything's fucking corrupt. Everything's bullshit. None of this is legitimate.
The judge was corrupt. The judge was corrupt. He was a fucking Biden.
Yeah, you say it. You say they're all corrupt whenever they fucking disagree with you.
And the reason
that's
that
not actually being corrupt. That's literally just you disagree with the fucking outcome.
And the reason that he did not,
traditional. Actually, give me an argument that says that the judge and the jury were all corrupt. Give me an argument.
Go to Fox.
Dude, he got removed for community guidelines. Go to Fox is crazy. Wait, are you still here? Okay, well, I can't hear you. Can you back out because you got removed for guidelines and I don't want to get banned. Appreciate the Galaxy. Thank you so much, Chase. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I could hear him after he got banned. What the fuck? He said to go to Fox. That's so crazy. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
And are you voting for Trump even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies?
Yeah, I am.
Why so?
Because, I was in here for a few seconds, so I don't know what the other guy was saying, but I do think the trial was rigged.
Yeah, okay. So why?
Because the jury was given instructions, but they weren't given a copy of said instructions.
For what? Instructions for what?
Instructions, like when you're a part of a jury, the judge gives you certain instructions on the process, and they weren't given copies because they didn't want. Obviously, they were trying to hide what the instructions were, and the jury was able to pick. I think it was like 3 accounts, and they were just able to say guilty for whatever they wanted to, and they could have just said any of the 3. And then
so what instructions are you referencing? You're not like being clear.
So when you're a part of a jury, the judge gives the jury instructions in every court case, right? And normally you get a copy of the instructions.
Well, I was just asking what the instructions were for, right? I understand you're saying that they get instructions, but dude, I'm just really concerned with what the instructions are for that you're referencing.
I think that the instructions were basically how they were going to say that Trump was guilty, because I don't maybe some cases, but it's very unlikely that all 12 would have said he was guilty in all 34 accounts. Like, that just seems like
that's what happened.
I know, but it seems unbelievable. It would have been more believable.
Sure. Whether or not you think it's unbelievable doesn't change whether or not it's true.
But
that doesn't make it rigged. That's not an argument for it being rigged.
I think it was rigged, and they would have been smarter.
Wait, but no, you say it was rigged, but that was not an argument for it being rigged. So what's the argument for it being rigged? What's the evidence?
That they weren't given copies. The judge, I know years ago, said that he was going to get Trump locked up and take all of his money. They had the trial in New York where he only has, 5% of votes?
Trump locked up and take all of his money. So you said even if he had 5% of the votes, there would still be a juror there, right? That would be in support of him. Do you think that they would have held out?
Not all 12 of the jury would have.
And also, didn't their lawyers select?
I'm sorry?
Didn't their lawyers select? So his lawyers are just bad at selecting? Again, his lawyers must be really bad at selecting these jurors. Wow, they suck.
I think it was just rigged. So they had a rigged judge. They had a rigged jury. They were given instructions.
A rigged jury, dude.
Yeah,
they got all of these people with cell phones in their pockets who could easily expose this information at any point, who might even be people who are supporters of Trump, to all work in collusion with super fucking computers in their pockets and messages that are literally shown to the public if it's with a fucking literal politician without any of this information leaking. Yeah, definitely rigged counsel, rigged jury.
They rigged an entire
so
election. They rigged an entire election. You don't think they could rig a courtroom?
You have no evidence of the election being rigged.
Nathan, Or can I say something? Hey, Nathan, did you know that it's New York law that juries can't get copies of the a judge instructions?
No.
Yeah, People v. Owens, 1987.
Okay.
So that's one thing down. So he wasn't allowed to by law. So that's already out there. Two, you said that he has said that he wanted to take Trump down the path. So I assume that you have some kind of audio or video or text something where it says this. So I want to see that, because I want to see where Judge Juan Merchan, not Alvin Brigg, Judge Juan Merchan says that he wants to take down Donald Trump and go and get him. And then three, you talk about the jury. So you're saying, as Parker laid out, where the crime happened, which was in Manhattan, somehow his defense in the voir dire process did such a piss poor job that they couldn't find one juror, because all they needed was one juror to say no. One juror, that they couldn't find one juror to say no in all of Manhattan when they interviewed hundreds of people.
I think they were hand select people who knew what they were doing before they even went in.
Yeah,
hand selected by the jurors that apparently didn't do a good job on Trump's side.
Yeah, did you know that Trump's lawyer has half a say in who to pick? That's what voir dire is.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and not only we got copies of all the questions that were asked of the potential jurors, and guess what they said? There was some on there that said that they liked Donald Trump. They said, yeah, you know what, as the president, he wasn't that bad. You know, I didn't think, you know, and I follow him on a True Social. I think he's funny, all this. And yet, when all the evidence came to bear, even those people found him guilty. And by the way, on the jury, there were two lawyers on the jury. Two lawyers. So they knew that if it was unfair, they would have been like, hold on, let's stop the phone here. So I don't really understand your critiques going on here.
I'm sorry.
Because I think personally I have disproved all three of them.
I mean, I think it'll go to the Supreme Court, and then we'll see.
Yeah, in about, 3 or 4 years, because the appeals process takes fucking forever. So first it has to go to the state appeals court, and then the state Supreme Court, and then finally to the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court even takes it. And Supreme Courts do not like to take state cases, because, you know, the Supreme Court has bigger things to fry. So
I have a question. Do you think that the timing?
Wait. Let's hear what Trump has to say real quick. I think he has something to say real quick. Like, there's just one thing real quick.
Shouldn't be allowed to run. Okay, so if she were to win this election, it would create an unprecedented constitutional crisis. In that situation, we could very well have a sitting president under felony indictment,
or even possibly convicted,
and ultimately a criminal trial.
That seems oddly familiar.
Would grind government to a halt. That will be impossible with Hillary Clinton.
And Donald Trump. There you go. So, right from Donald Trump, you heard it himself. We will have gridlock in government if we have this guy that constantly has all of these convictions and trials and felony charges and convicted felonies. Fuck, dude. It went even further than he was saying with Hillary. He's been proven sexual abuse, proven fraud, 34 felony charges. Thank you for the hanging lights. Thank you so much. And he says she shouldn't be allowed to run.
We muted him. I'm sorry, but I don't like to toot my own horn or anything. But we came in with with the thunder, and we nailed it down. That was the best clap down I've ever seen. So.
Oh my God! Thank you for the confetti. Thank you for that mustache.
Thank you everybody for the gifts too who gifted me. I appreciate it very much. Okay, Parker, I'll go. But I thought that was just funny. I
appreciate
enjoyed
it, man.
that.
Yeah,
Bye,
fucking
Parker.
W Matt in the comments section.
Yeah, bye,
W
bro.
Matt, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bye. Take care of yourself.
Oh my gosh, Chad. Oh my. Great start to the day, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Are you driving?
Yeah. No, I just had to turn off my Bluetooth.
For sure. Are you gonna vote for Trump even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Why is that? Let's see. Because he's the one that I'm voting for.
That's not explaining why.
Why? Because of all of the policies and everything else that he has done for this country and what he's going to continue to do for this country.
Oh, really? So can you name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class?
Absolutely. Friggin' all the tax benefits.
Oh, really? So the Trump tax cut, specifically the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, decreased after-tax income for the lowest quintile and the middle class while increasing it for the top 1%, top 0.1%, and the highest quintile. If you don't know what I mean there, the overall effect of the tax policy between 2017 through 2027 decreased money going to or increased money going to rich people and decreased it going to poor people. So poor people, less money, rich people, more money.
So you're for basically more handouts.
James, thank you for the $1.34. No, you're for handouts for rich people and taking money from poor people. You're Robin Hood for the rich with that Trump tax policy. That didn't benefit the middle class. That negatively impacted the middle class at the benefit of rich people that literally support Trump. Get a grip.
Get a grip?
So what's the policy? Name the policy that benefit the middle class. You said that there were all these policies that benefit America, the middle class. Who? Which policy?
I'm a 22-year combat veteran. You obviously don't care about this country. You don't care about veterans, and you don't care about anybody's.
Joe Biden helped pass the Pact Act. Joe Biden has expansions to VA.
He literally was the signature on it because he was a sitting president. It was the Republicans that actually pushed the Pact Act.
But he advocated for it. He tried to get it passed.
And so did Donald Trump. Don't get me started on that, bro, because I actually served there.
Not all the expansions to the VA.
I'm the one that actually is a beneficiary of that. So. Talking fast and talking loud doesn't make your point any clearer. I'm a combat vet, a disabled combat vet.
When did Trump say he supported the Pact Act?
Show some respect.
When did Trump say he supported the Pact Act? Said, good job, Joe. Good job. You passed the Pact Act. When did you do that?
He doesn't need to sit there and say anything about
Crooked Joe actually did something good this time. Pact Act, he passed it. So good. Really great policy. Good for veterans. When did he do that?
When did he do that? He didn't need to give Joe any kind of credit for it because it was the Republicans that were pushing it.
Wait, so I'm asking, when did he advocate for the Pact Act? Name one time.
He didn't advocate for Joe Biden.
Well, no, advocate for the Pact Act.
The entire time he was in.
No, we name one time. I'd love to hear a source or a quote that says this. Thank you for the hearts puff. I appreciate it.
So you basically want me to pull up a statement,
like a source that says that he supported that? Yeah, because I've never heard this before.
I'd be glad to pull one up, and then I'll tag you in it once I do. I'm not gonna waste time trying to do that while I'm having a conversation.
So are you not gonna give me like evidence of that, or?
During the live, I mean, it's kind of hard to do that because as soon as I go off the live, then it just mutes. I mean, if that's what you want me to do, I can.
Yeah, you could do that, but I mean, I'd love to see this. I can talk to someone else in the meantime while you find that.
Yeah, if you want to pull somebody else up.
Yep, you can just go look and you can stay up here, and then whenever you find it, you can just let me know. I'll talk to someone else in the meantime. All right, let's get this next person up here. JB, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, well, that person was just listening to some music. Let's get to the next person. Everyone, only send a guest request if you are MAGA, if you're voting for Donald Trump, even though he is literally a convicted fucking felon. All right, let's get this guy up here real quick. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. You can also check out the video I just posted today of Trump in 2016 condemning himself here in 2024, everyone. Trump condemning himself. You heard it here first, folks. 2016, Trump condemns himself now running. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 45.
Yeah, and are you gonna vote for Trump even though he has 34
I
convicted
am.
felonies?
I'm voting for the convicted felon. Absolutely.
And why is that?
You see nothing wrong. You don't think the Democrats, none of this. You don't see a farce anywhere. Like,
Oh, I
any
mean, I
part of
definitely
it.
have disagreements with Democrats, but I think that Democrats are better than
I'm
Republicans in
not.
typical, and Joe Biden's definitely better than Donald Trump.
Are you joking?
No, I'm being
are
totally
you
serious.
like punking me like for real, or you're dead serious?
Really, name one policy Trump passed that was good.
Forget policies. You think
No policy? Not a
hold
single one?
I'm like stumped by what you just said.
Yeah, you're so stumped that I asked you for
Yeah,
a single policy
because
that benefit people. Lindsay, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Thank you.
They pause. Don't throw me off yet. He reads pause on the teleprompter. You don't think that that's a problem? You don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
do you want to hear Trump reading off a teleprompter? I can literally
Yes.
play the video
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
Let's hear
Is
Trump.
this from CNN? Wait, is this from CNN or
no.
MSNBC?
That just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will be
Nice teleprompter reading from Donald Trump right there. Daniel,
he
thank you for the
read
$30.40. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Is he looking for a dead person or trying to shake hands with somebody that's not there?
Or mistaking, a person he was proven to have sexually abused with his ex-wife. Adriana, I appreciate the $1.34. Thank you so much.
No, showered with his daughter, babe.
That still has not been confirmed completely.
Yes, it has. The
No,
girl
has
who
the diary
stole
has
the
been confirmed.
diary-
She said specifically that there were like lies that were perpetuated about people around her that she cares about. So it has not been confirmed, right?
So we're saying that literal statement is not
and
confirmed. Not that the diary itself is not, correct?
No, the diary is hers, but the statements with the that people claimed were within the diary, we still have yet to get verification that specifically was from her. We actually have reason to believe otherwise because she did claim that things were completely misinterpreted. I appreciate the GG. Thank you so much for the subscription. And that things were lobbed as false accusals at people like around her that she really cares about. Clearly talking about Joe Biden.
Well, we could hope, right, that when that girl that stole the diary has to go to court, right, that all of this could be brought into, clarity. We could get clarity. I think.
Yeah. I'd love to get more clarity on this, and that would be great. But at this point, we don't have good reason to indicate that. That is one thing to say. Two, I do want to reference this. Trump is a proven sexual abuser. He has quite literally said that he would date a 10-year-old if she was in 10 years. He said that it was justified on Sirius XM for him to walk into changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA who are naked because he quote unquote owns the place, right?
Okay.
We have literal court cases that he's been held accountable in. You can't compare that to Joe Biden where there are not court cases holding him accountable. We have better reason to believe these things are applicable to Trump than we do to say that they're applicable to Biden. Although I have no issue with acknowledging Biden's faults, Biden's errors, because there are plenty of things I disagree with him on. There are plenty of things that I think he does very bad on.
Like laundering the money in Ukraine and stuff, and the son.
That's not a good argument at all. I think his
Only because
defense.
we can't prove it yet, but
I think his
will.
defense of Netanyahu giving him offensive weapons, right, for their ethnic cleansing in Palestine, I think that's fucking insane. So I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Trump supports Israel even more, supports Netanyahu even more.
I think we shouldn't
and
be
his
sending money
murderous
at them.
and his murderous
Ukraine,
actions.
Israel, Hamas, Palestine. That they're not our problems. None of them are our problems. This country,
I want children in Palestine not to starve to death.
Well,
I want children in
everybody.
Palestine to have food and water. Right? Like, is that a
Children-
crazy thing for me to say?
children
Do you think that's a crazy thing?
I
Do you think it's a crazy
children-
thing to want Palestinian children to be able to eat and drink water?
How about our own American
Eat food and
children,
drink
babe?
water.
How about our own?
I think
American
everyone in
children?
America should be able to eat food, drink water, have a house. I think everyone in America
Our
should
families
have
should not
health
be
care. Everyone in
suffering.
America should have childcare. Everyone in America should have access to college and higher education. Everyone in America should have a baseline standard of care that other European countries have been able to establish for their citizens for how fucking long now? How fucking long have they been ahead of us as those things? I thought we were the best country in the world. I thought we were so fucking great. We have the capacity. We can do it, but we
do.
constantly
We do
choose
have
not
the
to because the
capacity.
corporations that lobby the government that we have quite literally don't want those policies passed because it negatively impacts them. What happened to the people? What about them?
We are forgotten about. See, the
Exactly,
money-
and people like Trump aid into that. You
Here-
understand that, right?
It's wait. Let's stop blaming one president for all that. He was.
I'm not
only
saying it's only him. What I'm
This has
saying is
been
that when
going on
he
for years.
undermines our American democracy, we can't even hold people like him accountable anymore. Thank you for the fireworks. Thank you so much. There are people voting for him when he has 34
We are a
convicted felonies. He's a
republic,
proven
not a
sexual
democracy.
abuser. When he's done all of these crazy fucking things, he can literally do almost anything he wants, and you guys will still sit here and defend him.
Yes, we will, because we were a better off country when he was the president. We were.
Give me a good reason that was caused by him. You couldn't even name one policy he passed that was good.
The funded money to the HBCU forever.
There was $6 billion
That's
under the Biden administration.
That's a one-time deal, bro. That is a one-time deal.
Wait. So
It's
again,
a one-time deal.
how much money was the difference?
It's a one-time deal, though. What happens when the next one comes in and never gives them anything?
Wait,
And-
so
and
wait.
We
You're not
only
acknowledging?
brought that. Wait, let
Listen.
me ask you another question. Do you
Because
really
they can
think
go around
student,
it. That ended up giving them
Hold on.
significantly more money, the HBCUs specifically.
Do you honestly think student loan forgiveness is completely wiped out? You understand that that's not wiped out. That is just wiped out from that person. I am paying for that person. I didn't even fucking go to college. The taxpayer
That's
is
fine.
going to
Wait,
fund
even
that
if
bill.
yeah,
I
but
shouldn't
like
have to fund that bill. I
okay,
shouldn't
so
have to
just because you
be supposed
don't
to go to
benefit from a
school.
particular good or policy doesn't mean we shouldn't have that. Like if my
I
house
already
doesn't burn
paid
down, I
taxes
still think
for
we should have
other
firefighters.
things that I
Tony,
don't
yo,
do,
has
right?
your house burned down?
No, it
Should we have
hasn't.
firefighters?
No. Yes, we do.
Oh, okay, so we should still have firefighters.
He's the fire chief of the entire city of Chicago. I know how
Oh,
this works.
so wild. And your house has never burnt down. So even though you haven't benefited from it specifically.
My taxes. I should not
Exactly the same way we should have that with healthcare,
child
childcare, houses,
I
food,
send
water,
my
shelter,
kids to
everything we need
private
to
school.
fucking survive as human
I already
beings.
paid for Chicago public school, which is the worst fucking system in the country.
Thank you.
Worst,
Okay.
worst.
Yeah, so again, I'm not arguing for bad systems as it relates to government. What I'm
Many
arguing,
of
listen,
the
can I please
policies
finish my
that
statement
Biden's
there?
trying to push through are terrible. I'm sorry.
Name one
I
policy.
agree with them.
Name one
Like,
policy.
I should not have to pay for other people's student debt. It's not my problem. They chose to go to college.
Wait, but
right?
you wanna pay for other people's K through 12?
I do.
What about the
I
PPP
do.
loans? You gave
I
PPP
do.
loans to fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene for what?
I pay that
For
stuff
what?
already in my property taxes. That is paid already.
Wait, you gave
And I don't even send my child
loans to
a
Marjorie
public
Taylor
school.
Greene. Why? What about that?
A lot of people got the PPP loans that should not have. Regular Americans got the PPP loans that should have never. People steal from the unemployment and everything. People steal from the Medicaid, from the food stamp. I mean, everybody has their hand dipped in something. It's not right. There's so many levels of everything that's not right. Maybe we need to get rid of the entire fucking government, the education
That's a
system, and
terrible argument,
go to a
Tony.
state level.
No, listen. What you don't understand is that you can look at other countries around the world. They have effective and running democratic processes in which their government actually meets what their constituents want, right? That does happen in other countries to a significantly greater extent. It doesn't happen as much here in the United States because we don't have a multi-party democracy. We don't have term limits. We don't have as much accountability as it relates to our democratic institutions.
Absolutely, we need
Let me
term
please
limits.
finish. Let me
Term
please
limits.
finish. Appreciate the
Okay, I'm
roses. Thank
sorry.
you.
Go ahead.
Right? And when Trump undermines our American democracy, it is the case that it quite literally goes against that. It quite literally undermines our American democracy. It makes it harder to hold people accountable. It makes it harder for us to produce change in the future. Purple, I appreciate the roses. Thank you so much. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry. I'm like listening to you, but I'm also reading all these like messages under you. I'm sorry.
When Trump undermines the American democracy by denying the results of the election with no reason, appreciate the cap, thank you so much. It removes our ability to be able to hold these politicians accountable to make better policy. So when you are saying, oh, there's all of these things that we haven't done, we haven't progressed upon in the United States, well, you're actually aiding and abetting that problem when you specifically vote for Trump because he has undermined our American democratic processes.
It has been proven that
Thank you.
there
I see you. Thank you. April, it's good to see you.
election interference. There's still cases going on.
Oh, Tony, can you give me evidence of that?
There's still. Okay, hang on. Let me grab my other phone now. Give me a second. Actually, I'm Tony's mom. I'm on Tony's phone.
No, that's fine.
You're live. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So I mean, like you're saying that the election was stolen when I can give you a really good reason it wasn't. Esther, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. This was the most secure election in recorded history as per CISA.gov. Appreciate the money gun. Thank you so much. There are many types of sources I can indicate to you specifically that show that this election had extraordinarily low fraud rates. All right, I appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. Also, as it relates to the context of election, there were audits in plenty of the states around the U.S. All right, audits across the board, right, that did not indicate this. There were 60 plus court cases that did not let me please finish. There were 60 plus court cases that did not indicate sufficient evidence to overturn the election, 17 of which had appointed judges specifically by Trump. Okay, so either Trump appointed corrupt judges, treasonous judges that stole the election from him, or he lost the election. Now, which one do you believe it to be?
I believe that there's corruption and it runs deep.
You didn't answer my question, right?
I
Did
said
Trump
I believe
appoint
it.
corrupt judges?
I don't know. I never paid attention to I didn't pay
No,
attention.
because if the election was stolen from him, he appointed corrupt judges that stole the election from him, treasonous judges that stole the election from him. So he's bad at picking judges. He didn't drain the swamp.
Well, we know that the swamp's not drained.
Oh, exactly. Trump never drained it. Trump actually made it worse.
So actually, we're watching.
Trump is the swamp, actually. Crazy thing, right? He's the swamp. You can't drain it if you are it.
It's I'm gonna be honest. You have me I'm speechless. I really am, because I'm in like disbelief on how people see all of this. I am.
Well, I mean, this is I mean, you still have time. This is a ridiculous guy you shouldn't vote for. I mean, this is only going to bring more attention to it. The fact that he's found guilty, the fact that he has 34 felony charges, only makes it more clear to his voter base that you shouldn't vote for him. And there were plenty of Trump supporters that said, oh, I wouldn't vote for this guy if it was the case that he was convicted of a felony. Now they're going back on that. Now they're moving the goalposts. They're saying, oh, no, all of these things are rigged and corrupt, when they don't have sufficient evidence to indicate
is.
that.
Alvin
They're the
Bragg's-
same. Wait, Tony, I'm sorry. Hold up. Or not, I don't mean to call you
Go
Tony.
ahead.
I
No,
keep
it's all
saying the
good.
name. This is the same as people saying there's reptilians in the ground controlling everything. George Soros pays me, right?
George
and
Soros
Harry.
does pay DAs. He does.
Do you think George Soros pays me?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
said these are the same people. This is the same claim, right? In terms of legitimacy, as people who claim I'm paid by the DNC and Democratic psyop shit. Okay.
You realize the case that he was found guilty on. They're mad that Stormy was paid from a private account, right? And they said that it should have been paid from a campaign account. Paying from the campaign account would have been 100% illegal. That's illegal. That would have been illegal use of funds.
Wait, so that's not true. Can you give me evidence of that?
Okay, hang on.
Regina, thank you for the $34 on Cash App. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. W for them in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Fucking $34 for 34 felony charges. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the hanging lights. Thank you so much, Wit. W34.
In summary, under House rules, except for certain permitted official uses discussed in the following section, campaign funds are to be used for bona fide campaign or political purposes only. That's on the ethics.house.gov.
Yeah.
The very first thing that you find.
Yeah, so again, I appreciate the money gun. Thank you so much. If this is a political matter, right, then obviously you'd use political funds for that.
It wasn't a political matter, right?
Wait, but was that the charge?
The charge was that he had misuse of, that he should have paid her from the campaign funds, not his personal, that he tried to hide it.
Chrisano, I appreciate the $5, the 5 subscriptions. Thank you so much, Chrisano. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, technically, I'm so confused with what your point is. If it is political, though, wouldn't it make sense to say that you would have to do that? But I'm pretty sure that's not the way it was. Matt, do you want to clarify? Because I think I am getting a little
I
confused
want to
here.
make sure I understand the question. So, like, what's the full question? Like, Tony, what are you asking?
The charges. Explain to me the charges that were just.
Falsifying business records in order to conceal
The payment to Stormy Daniels, yeah?
Stormy Daniels, but the underlying crime was a election interference case.
That was wrapped in the same thing?
Yes, the underlying crime, like the underlying bedrock of the crime, was that he paid off Stormy Daniels by falsifying business records in order to not have the story go out because he was afraid that it would make him lose the election.
Okay.
And so that's the so that's why they argue that it is falsifying business records, but it's a cover up in order to change the outcome of the election.
What about hiding the son's laptop story? Biden. Was that election interference? Hiding the story?
Well, that's a different topic. I mean, do you want to move to that topic? Because that's like Biden. Oh, that's like
I mean, is that
entirely
not like
separate.
the same thing, right? Is that not the same
Well,
thing?
you would claim that because, but I think
Well,
I think it's
it is.
funny
No,
how you think
Biden
it's not
didn't
applicable to
falsify
Trump.
any business records in order to
They
do that.
pulled that.
I like how no, because you're trying to say that like he did something. You not only can you not demonstrate him being involved in this, but even if we were to assume it, let's assume that to be true. You're saying it's okay for Trump to do it, but not for Biden.
No. What I'm saying is if Biden was able to do that, right, and that's not illegal.
He
then
didn't,
why
right?
couldn't
You're
he did.
literally. I just assumed for the argument there. Sorry.
The censorship of that entire story, right, would be and it was censored, and
But you'd have to indicate that was predicated off of him.
Things in there were real.
By the way, everybody, I'm sorry, I don't interrupt you. I was going to say, if you use slurs in the chat, you will be blocked. Because I'm blocking. There was a word that I saw, and you will be blocked. Like, I don't have any time for that shit. So, just like...
Yeah, literally. Yeah, no one... Yeah, anyone. Mods already know to do that.
Yeah.
Appreciate the roses. Thank you so much.
How long are you going to be on for?
I'm going to be on till like 6, so I got another 4 hours.
I have to make another phone call. Can I get back on
I
again?
think it's $3. I can look for you. But I can't promise.
Okay.
That's what I'd just say.
I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
for
do
sure.
want to continue this. I enjoy this.
I love
For sure,
these
for
Trump
sure.
supporters here. Like, and it doesn't bother me. I'm just telling you, it doesn't bother me. But like the people in here making fun of my speech impediment it's wild to me. Like, it is hilarious.
Literally, it's ridiculous.
Like, folks, I'm going to stutter just for you. I'm going to make sure that you can't understand a fucking word that I'm saying just for you. People that want to complain and complain and complain. Yeah, I saw you, whoever that fucking was there. So you're not getting to me. I'm gonna make sure that I stutter just for you and make sure that you love it. Okay, so just keep it coming because I'm the one up here who's getting all the support and everything. And
Yeah, W Matt. Yeah,
I don't give a
W
shit.
Matt in the chat.
I'm
Yo,
being
Michael, how old are you? Michael,
me?
how old are you? Yeah,
Hello?
how old are you?
I'm 57.
For sure. Are you going to vote for Trump even though he's been found guilty of 34 felony charges?
I don't know if I'm going to vote this year. How's that?
Cool,
I mean,
nice.
All right. No. Okay.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Thank you.
Whatever floats your boat.
But yeah, everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's run up to 500,000 likes. Share the live as well. If you want to support me or Matt, Venmo and Cash App in the bio. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, everybody.
Hello, I'm 28.
For sure. Are you going to vote for Trump even though he's been convicted of 34 felony charges?
Yes, I am. But
Why
I
so?
just wanted to get on here and say that on behalf of Southern conservative, Republican voting, I'm ashamed of the comments that I'm seeing making fun of this man's speech impediment.
It is what it is.
Like,
Well, I
it really
Wait, same thing with Trump, right?
highlights- It
Same
really
thing with Trump, right?
highlights the hypocritical, like, mass amount of people that we have in our party that really, they hide under this man that they're voting for because he's a bully. And I can say that.
Damn.
Okay, so you do say
you're still
Trump
voting
did
for
something
this guy?
bad for that guy. So you're still voting for him even though he does
I'm
that?
voting for him just because I believe that if I vote for the other party, that it'll be more genocide.
Wait, so Trump is in support of Israel to a greater extent. He says that Joe Biden's actually not defending them.
Daily
that
DNC paycheck. Thank you so
he's
much,
saying
David.
that they're abandoning Israel. Plenty of things.
I'll have to do more research on that, but I did want to hop on and say that as somebody that did vote for Trump before, that I apologize on behalf of everybody because that is absolutely disgusting, and that's not
We
how.
may disagree, Mama. We may disagree, but I do thank you for that. Those kind words. So I appreciate it very much.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, sure. So let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do want to vote for Trump in 2024. Everyone, if you are going to vote for him, even though he's got 34 felony charges. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
38.
And are you going to vote for Trump even though he has 34 felony charges?
Well, I would just say like this. To me, it just seems hypocritical, and a lot of it was just bias and persecution. And I'll say the reason for that is this. There were many other politicians that recently came out and were caught with documents, correct? They all turned them in, supposedly, correct? But why aren't they facing prosecution? Now, granted,
$5 on Cash App. Thank you, Ian.
Now, granted, I will admit and say that There's some things that I don't agree with, but then you tell me what politician in history did anyone ever
Hold up,
agree with
we can
100%?
go into that in a second. So, what was the difference? Same thing happened with Mike Pence. Mike Pence had these documents, but wasn't charged particularly because he did not demonstrate a willful intent to retain. Same thing with Joe Biden.
Yet they have no
It's willful
presidential
retention.
immunity. The thing is this. So let's just say all that, okay, but the thing is they didn't have presidential immunity, and it is illegal to take any documents classified outside of those areas that were designated, and the areas that it was found, or whether it came from, turned in or not, it was illegal. So they still
No,
committed a
no. So
crime.
again, what they clarified was illegal in the special counsel report was the willful retention.
Again, see, that's the thing about it. It's semantics. Bottom line, they're just nitpicking on specifics that they could go after him specifically versus he had presidential immunity. That's the thing about it. And yet,
No, you're
here's the
just
thing
not
I find.
understanding what the experts are
By the
saying.
way, I just want to say this on the immunity. That's not true. The Supreme Court is going to rule in this month in June on that case, and they're going to find 9-0. Or at least 9, probably 7-2, but maybe 9-0 that Trump does not have immunity when he's outside of the presidency, because that would grant all presidents for once they're out that they could do anything and never be prosecuted. That is an insane standard. No one.
Well,
would
that's the
hold
thing.
that.
You're now saying that they're going to in the future, which means they don't have the president now. And yet, Obama, pretty much Bush, all these other ones previous to Trump. And again, I'm not saying I support him exactly because he didn't protect our rights when it came to the jab, okay? I was forced to get it. And so, long story short is this: I'm not going to say that he's our savior or something like that. I have other reasons I won't get into because I'm not trying to stir up a fire per se, right? I'm trying to basically find people and just share some information and find some common ground because that's what I believe we need the most.
Yeah, but Father, your basic facts about the Mar-a-Lago case are simply wrong, because Trump is not being charged with holding the documents. He's being charged with the willful holding of them, even though they asked. They gave him 2 years. And they gave him multiple chances. They did not want to bring this case, right?
What-
No one wants to bring this case, but he decided, and we have him on video, by the way. Like just recently, it was like 2 weeks ago. The DOJ sent out a report based on the evidence that they have, and they have evidence now on video of Donald Trump instructing people to move the classified documents away from the camera so that they can't see them. That was new. That was reported in the Washington Post and the New York Times. These are all new things. That's what he's being charged with, is that he willfully held them in a way as to conceal them from the government because he didn't want to give them back. That is not the same as any other senator or Mike Pence or Joe Biden.
Again, here's the
And
question I have
Tracy,
also.
thank you for the $20. Thank you
Let me
so much,
ask you,
Tracy. I really appreciate that.
Are you
Tracy.
aware of the fact that the prosecutor, I don't know his name, he's known for eating a Subway sandwich, so on and so on, right? He admitted to the fact that they added a few pages that stated things like top secret documents. That page specifically was something that the feds put on that pile when they took that picture. This was actually documented and found in court.
Wait, hold on.
It's on record.
Well, yes, yes, they.
So hold on. So
put-
here's where I'm going to say that obviously there's some conflicts of
Wait, can we let Matt respond real quick?
conflicts. Okay.
Ricky, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
I was going to
so much, Ricky.
say, I think I know what picture that you're talking about, and what they put on there was to show that the stuff that they found was classified, not that they put classified documents into it. It's that they added a document on top, and thank you for that. Thank you so much. They added a document on top that said classified, so that people would know that what they found was classified.
By the way, so again, see, these are things that were said later on, but again, the apprehension of acknowledgement and a few other things that have gone on is why he pretty much has been fighting everything tooth to nail, because from the gate, I've seen the persecution. A lot of people have just been like, I don't like him, which is why they've pretty much gone against him. And I'm not saying I like the dude or anything like that, okay? Again, politicians, I pretty much just don't like in general. I know that they say things that are pretty much a lie that sounds nice. It's not even the truth a lot of times. That's the bottom line. So again, and I'm going to hop off just so other people have a chance to say, and I appreciate your guys' time. Again, there's just so much bias here that this to me is scary on the basis of setting a horrible precedent towards the people. Again, what we see now will trickle down. I've faced the criminal system. I've even gone pro per and represented myself in a simple drug possession case and I got to see a whole nother side of this thing. And so long story short is this: the fact that they could take this person, publicly persecute him. Again, I don't know why people jump on the bandwagon and want to sit there and think so highly of the feds of doing something that, again, there's plenty that's questionable and unethical. So
But
again,
why
I hope
would
you
you
guys.
want to hold no president in our history has been prosecuted for a crime. The closest that we got was Nixon. That was the closest that we got. Okay, if we want to hold politicians to the same standard as the public, wouldn't we want the feds to go after those politicians that actually do problematic things?
Well, I'll just say like this personally, of all the crimes, I'd rather see the ones that are pedophiles be gone after. And again, I'm not going to get into conspiracies.
Wait,
There's
so
facts in that.
Trump saying that he'll date a 10-year-old in 10 years like that?
No, and
No?
again, here's
Not
the thing.
that? That's not it?
Again, stop trying to spin my words, please. And what I'm talking about is people that committed crimes. And again, people can say all kinds of things, and I'm just more like, okay, people say plenty of crazy things, and I'm not saying he didn't say that. Okay, I'm not going to defend him on that. I don't know anything about.
Yeah, he also said that he would date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. He also
didn't he
said something
comment about
wait, hold on.
Jeffrey Epstein?
How about?
Yeah, he did.
Again,
I can show that in a second. He also.
I'll just say like this. I'd like
Father,
to see
please
the
let me
ones
explain all of these things
prosecuted on
first.
Epstein's list. How about that? Let's start with Epstein's list. Whoever's on there, okay, prosecute him. Trump's on there, prosecute him. I don't care.
Want to know what Trump said about him? He said
I
that
don't.
that
Can you tell me other ones besides Trump? Also, say Trump and then tell me other ones too. So we
yeah,
could
can
just
I
say,
just like finish explaining these things, or do you just
Yes,
want to
please.
like not let me finish explaining it? So Trump said he would date a 10-year-old in 10 years. He said that he would date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. He said something that he had in common with his daughter when she said it was golf was sex. Right? He also defended himself on Sirius XM, walking into changing rooms of girls that were later to have found out as young as 15 years old who there were 18-year-olds in there that were dressing and some were naked, right? And some were topless and whatnot. And they were told by workers to go up to him because he likes it when they were wearing less clothes.
Prosecute him on that crime. Let's see
Wait,
him prosecute him on that. Please do. I support that wholeheartedly. I do.
I would love to
Honestly,
be able to do that, but
Well,
it's
see, that's the thing about it is, again, you throw. So, give me a few other examples other than Trump, because I do support that. I would wholeheartedly. I'll be the first in there.
then
I
why
have
are
a
you
daughter.
voting for him? That's the whole
Again,
point I'm making.
That's the thing about it is,
Crystal, thank you for the
I
$5.
didn't say
Thank
I'm
you.
going to vote for him. I didn't say I'm going to vote for him.
Okay,
Again,
so
I
you're
don't
not
know
gonna
who
vote
I'm
for
voting
him?
for. I'm going to say that at this point, I'm pretty much undecisive, and in a way, I do like RFK. I actually like Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, he says that he's the best president
What
ever when
state
this
are
guy
you in?
literally was doing this.
What state
What's
are
that?
you in?
California. I'm in San Francisco Bay Area, San Jose, California.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming up, man.
Take care.
Bye bye.
All right, let's get the next person up. Only send a guest request. If you are going to, what's it called, vote for Trump even though he's got 34 convicted felonies, right? 34 felonies. That's crazy. He's convicted of 34 felonies, everyone. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
You hear me?
Barely.
Barely.
Oh, okay. I think because I was in my car. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we got music. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm just going to go on to the next
Oh,
person.
damn it. Okay.
Bro's got Future on.
Yeah.
I was like, that song comes from like 2K. I'm like, I remember that song from 2K. I'm pretty sure. I'd be like playing like 2K, like probably like it was probably like 14 or 2K15. I'm like grinding and sitting there, just like
Y'all hear me?
crossing up people. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 23 next month, so
Yeah, are you gonna vote for Trump even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies?
I am.
And why is that?
Because through all of the, let's see, 2016, from those years on, he's gained my respect massively. I like the
He's
fact
gained your respect through this time.
That's a statement.
That's a statement.
he has ran the country as a business and not as a country. And the economy was, if you look at the inflation charts from president to president, I believe inflation, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was at 3.26 when he was first elected, and it went down to 1.87, something along those lines. It dropped.
Are you talking about for, sorry, what was it, gas prices or Was it inflation that you're referencing?
No, inflation in general, as in.
Oh, inflation. So how did Biden cause inflation?
Biden's, if you look at inflations from Biden's charts, it's actually gone up.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, what did he do that caused inflation? Because just because these two things are associated does not mean one caused the other.
One thing that I'm going to say on gas prices, okay, inflation with gas prices, one of the things that I believe shot the economy through the roof was shutting down the pipeline. I think that was a huge mistake. Very.
They didn't shut down the pipeline. They shut down the production of the pipeline in the future, which was a Canadian pipeline, and it didn't even transfer oil specifically that was used for things like gasoline. Okay,
so how come whenever the pipeline was shut down, that's when prices skyrocketed?
The correlation causation.
Because
there's no way it could have impacted the current gas prices because it was never impacting the supply of oil. So I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that. Okay, I remember whenever going to a gas station directly after the pipeline shut down, dude. Well, maybe not directly after. It was probably a week after. I gave it a week tops, and the price had increased 56 cents.
Logan, did you hear the few things that I said? That does not mean that it was caused by this particularly, because it was never impacting the supply of oil. If it was never impacting the supply of oil, you're going to have to explain to me how particularly it would have changed or it would have changed the cost of gasoline. Secondly, the oil being transported wasn't even oil that would have been used and refined in terms of for gasoline. Appreciate the champion. Thank you so much, Eleanor. Thank you.
So you may be right on that. I can see how how it could be a coincidence, and how shutting down that as a Canadian pipeline may not affect. But let's talk about the loss of jobs from shutting down that pipeline. Right? So when he shut down that pipeline, I don't remember the statistics, but I know that tons of people lost their jobs. I know that as the years have gone on since then that Biden has been in office, there are interviews all over TikTok, you can find them, of local mom and pop shops that state how hard it is to keep an employee, that they're going through employees like a tank of gas, just one after the other. And that's because they come to those people and go, we don't need to work here anymore. We got checks coming in. So,
hey, everyone, I'm checking out what happened to Dean. I'll let y'all know, everyone we're joining in from Dean. You got a 10-minute general ban, everyone.
By the way, my concern with what you're saying is that the XL pipeline wasn't even in operation in 2021 when it was shut down. Like it wasn't going to even be started until like 2023. So how can it impact gas prices when it wasn't even pumping oil to begin with? Like it wasn't doing anything.
So with that, like I said a second ago, when your name's Parker, correct?
Minus.
Yeah. Okay. So like I told him, I can understand how this could have been a coincidence, how my prices could have shot up from just inflation in general and not from the pipeline. I can understand that 100%. So that was why I kind of let that side of that go, because
yeah, Billy, he did revoke the special permission, and that was already held up by the courts for a while. So it wasn't like specifically shut down by him. It was already held up in the courts for like a decade, and he just expedited the process.
With the pipeline?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Another thing I will build on is Trump's. Okay. I'm trying to figure out a way to say this to where it makes sense, because it makes sense in my mind, but it's hard to, have other people understand what I'm saying. So when the verdict came out and he was found guilty on all 34 counts, there are reports from TV, reporters, I guess is what you would say. And there was one lady in particular who said that she was in that courtroom, and his facial expressions, they never changed. They were always the same one, and he stared at each jury individually as they walked out, kind of giving them a death stare, but that's... So, building off that, everything that he has done when he was indicted, them the Democrats, which I believe the Democrats are heavily pursuing Trump, and that's the reason that he was found guilty, was because of the Democrats. I
Can you
believe
give
that
me
Biden's
evidence of
trying to
that?
prosecute him. Do what? No, I cannot give evidence of that because I
Yeah,
don't know
so like
evidence.
I believe that there are reptilians in the ground that control every aspect of our society and that are making you say this right now. Is that
So
just as justified as your worldview?
okay, clarify on what you
Yeah,
just
they're
said,
both
because
just beliefs with no evidence. Are they just as justified as your view?
So
That reptilians are forcing you right now to tell me this?
So my proof with this is when Robert DeNiro was stationed outside of the courthouse giving speeches afterwards, and how this entire time the Democrats were proclaiming that they had nothing to do with the prosecution and everything was going down the way it was going down. But with Robert De Niro there coming outside speaking for the Democratic Party, it's all, yes, it's not 100% fact.
That's not
based,
evidence at all,
I can
right?
understand.
That's not evidence at all. The
No,
point I
that's-
was
that's
making
why I
there
just said I
was
can
that
understand
both of these claims have no evidence. I don't believe that. Clearly, I don't believe that. Clearly, you don't believe that. Clearly, most people in this chat don't believe that. They think it's not justified to believe that, right? It's ridiculous.
I
It has no
definitely,
evidence.
I definitely think that Robert De Niro was gaining, because, okay, let me say it this way. If he was doing it out of his own way, not necessarily because he wasn't being paid by Biden or he wasn't, it wasn't changing his charts or anything, then if he was speaking free,
You just,
when you see
you're good.
footage of the people commenting and saying things that I'm not going to say in here because I don't want to get in trouble by TikTok, but of the people that were screaming at Robert, and Robert completely lost it. I do believe that it is not a coincidence that that Robert De Niro and as well as I believe they were in a court case, the two cops or whatever they were, that were behind him.
I'm still not hearing evidence. Like, appreciate the Garland. Think he's what the hell is this evidence?
You don't mean two cops, you mean two heroes, by the way. What he's talking about is the two police officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th. You mean two heroes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not.
Appreciate the hint art, thank you.
I'm not
Wait, but you're
attacking
not
him.
giving me like reason to believe that the Democrats caused these trials to be corrupted.
I don't see the evidence for me. That's.
Did you know that Robert De Niro's comments got him? He was going to get a award from the National Broadcasters Association, and they rescinded the award because of his comments. I don't think he would. There's any amount of money that he would take when he's going to get like an award, and it would cost him a negative publicity.
So when it comes to the facts and the evidence, like you're asking for, Parker, I can understand why you're asking for evidence, because obviously this is supposedly a debate between me and you as to why I'm voting Trump versus you're voting Biden, right? I can understand the purpose of where you're coming from on this, but I'm saying that no, as a Republican, we may not have 100% facts and know absolutely everything that is going on right now, but we do have our hunches and we do have our beliefs and we do have the statements that Trump has made, especially after he was convicted guilty, about how the judge was corrupt, the jury was corrupt.
Yeah, he's literally just lying to you, dude. Do you want to hear what he said about Hillary Clinton when she was possibly going to maybe have a felony charge? Do you want to hear?
I did not hear that. I'd have to read up on that.
No, I got you.
Situation and condemning voting. If she were to win,
Wait.
she shouldn't be allowed to run. Okay, so if she were to win this election, it would create an unprecedented constitutional crisis. In that situation, we could very well have a sitting president under felony indictment,
Or even possibly convicted.
and ultimately a criminal trial.
That seems oddly familiar.
Would grind government to a halt. That will be impossible with Hillary Clinton.
And Donald Trump.
The prime suspect in a massive, far-reaching criminal investigation. Her current scandals and controversies will continue throughout her presidency and will make it virtually impossible for her to govern or lead our country.
Wow, almost exactly like Trump. I appreciate the boxing up.
Wait,
Thank you so
he's
much. Didn't he?
describing the future.
Yeah, no, he also complained.
How long
Didn't he?
ago
Wait,
was
didn't
that
he complain about like them having so many court cases against him during his administration between 2017 through 2021 that he wasn't able to do the full presidential, everything a president would or is typically supposed to be able to do.
What do you mean? I'm not.
Yeah,
picking up what
he
you're
was
talking about.
arguing that because of all these court cases under his administration that were being posited on him, that he wasn't able to do the presidential's duties.
Wow.
Which is the
How
exact
long
same
ago-
thing that he said would happen to Hillary Clinton.
How long ago did he say that about Hillary Clinton?
This is
Like, how long
2016.
ago?
This is 2016 Trump condemning 2024 Trump, people voting for 2024 Trump.
Was that their in that presidential debate?
No, this is at just
That was a
an
campaign stop.
campaign speech.
Investigate.
It's in Las Vegas.
Probably would have been in like October-ish. Because that
Or
was,
no, Reno. It was Reno.
Oh, Reno.
I think that when that, like, you use that video, right? I think that it's almost irrelevant. I understand how it does relate because he is going through the same stuff as he's proclaiming that Hillary Clinton would go through, which I completely understand that. But at the same time, I think that video is being used as a way to what's it? I'm trying to think of the word here.
Being used as a what?
Not necessarily
Oh, he's cutting out now.
to change the focus. Oh, I'm cutting out.
Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I think that the video was used as a way to change up the mindsets of the way that people look at it. I think that, like I said, no, there's not 100% fact-based proof that Robert DeNiro outside the courthouse was there because of Democrats. No, there's not proof with it. But I know that me, as well as 95% of the Republicans out there, not a statistic, but is in my belief that it's obviously not a coincidence that there is a court that he was
It's
convicted
obviously
at.
not. Yeah, there's no evidence.
You're right. There isn't evidence.
So, like,
but I'm
you can't
saying
say it's
that-
obvious if there's no fucking evidence. That doesn't make any sense to say it's obvious then.
No, I'm saying it's obvious to the Republicans, to the Republican voters, as in the sense of the hunches that each of us have.
Sure. Then I'll ask you about this. Like,
This-
how do you feel about
This
Trump being
is this is my belief, but this isn't facts. I can understand you're asking
Sure,
for
sure.
facts. I don't have facts.
Yeah. You don't have facts? Okay. So how do you feel about Trump being a proven sexual abuser?
You know, I haven't read up 100% on the evidence from that. I
So
haven't.
now we need evidence?
No, I'm saying I haven't read up on the facts.
I thought
of
we
that
didn't need
case.
evidence. I thought we didn't need facts. I thought you didn't have facts.
No, I'm saying I'm looking for what the court has accused Donald Trump of. I haven't seen that.
No, determined, right, that he committed.
You haven't watched the
So-
news?
So I'm just so like I said, if I'm not going off the facts, right? Because you're trying to turn the facts against me now that I've said that. If I'm
They were always.
not looking for facts, I'm supposed to just believe. Okay, let's say it this way: how do I feel about him being a convicted sexual what abuser? Is
He's
that
a
what you
proven
said?
sexual abuser who was held liable for sexual abuse.
Okay, so what's to say that's not a hunch from the Democrats pushing that side of things? In other words, to try to eventually get him removed from the campaign, to get him
That's
removed
just
from
as reliable as someone saying that I'm some fucking DNC psyop. I'm paid by the DNC, some DNC psyop. Grant, thank you for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Grant. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Grant. W Grant in the comment section. Literally the
At the
same
end
thing.
of
You're
the day,
just running yourself into a
Republicans
pretzel. Can we get some pretzels in the chat?
At the end of the day, Republicans and Democrats have their own beliefs and their own hunches. I'm not here to change your belief as to, hey, you should vote for Trump. I could care less what you do. That's your life. That's your decisions to be made. But I am very proud to say that even though Trump was found guilty, I do believe that this this doesn't damage Trump. This makes it almost to where he has more supporters. If you look at the indictments, the two indictments that he had, and every bad thing that has occurred to Trump, you've noticed that he's gained more supporters out of it. So if this is a way,
which is sick,
to
that's not a good
Trump,
reason to vote for him. And I don't think that's going to happen here.
And by the way, we have polling that shows that yes, he won't lose Republicans, but he may lose independents and those that are undecided because they don't want to vote for a felon. Because what they're going to see is they're going to see his name on the news, Trump, felon, and they don't.
And then they're also going to see you people in my live defending that said felon.
Thank you for the gift. So that's what they don't want to see, right? So I'm not worried about Republicans; they're not going anywhere. It's the other people who are like more on the fence and everything.
So can I ask you a unrelevant question to Trump? Can I ask you a...
Go ahead, ask me an irrelevant question. Go ahead.
Do you believe... Are you necessarily... How do you proclaim yourself? Do you proclaim yourself a diehard Democrat? Or do you proclaim yourself as when there's two guys on a voter's box, you're going to look at the facts?
Look at the facts.
So you're going to look at the facts, right? You're not a diehard Democrat.
I wouldn't consider myself a Democrat even, but my views lean more towards Democrats than Republicans. I would consider myself a social Democrat, which does not associate with the Democratic Party in the U.S. It's associated with, like, say, the Scandinavian countries around the world. They actually have more economic freedom, more social freedom, greater social mobility, broader access to things like healthcare, education, childcare, basic social services that I think are very relevant to people.
So... Are you voting for Biden in the next election?
Yes, I am voting for Biden.
Okay.
Yo, Jack, thank you so much for the whale diving. Thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I guess the reason that I'm really hung up on picking Trump over Biden, I genuinely believe Biden's losing it. He can't carry on a full
Trump
conversation with somebody. He can't find the stereotype.
That's not true, Logan. Logan, you can go to my friend Harry's. Hey, you can go to my friend Harry's account, and you can see particularly him engaging in a conversation with Harry. It's completely coherent.
By the way,
but that doesn't speak for every single time he's ever done that. There are videos of this man talking to a crowd, almost as if he's memorized a script. Okay, let's look at this. When Biden and Trump
they all
had their
memorize
debate,
scripts.
That's okay. That's what I'm building off of. They do. But when Biden and Trump had their debate, right? It's almost as though Biden was trying to flow his script out, but at the same time, he was answering Trump. When
That's
Trump
quite
was,
literally every presidential
what do you mean
debate.
by flow?
No, it
What do you
wasn't
mean
his
flow?
turn to talk.
Wait. If you haven't watched presidential debates before, you'd probably think this. But if you watch all the other presidential debates, they all have preconceived things that they're talking about, and then they also engage with the other types of things that the people say. But it's mostly predicated off of things that they already have predetermined in their heads what they're going to talk about. Same thing happens with Trump.
Right, and I
right?
have seen. So for that to be said is kind of feels like a. I'm not getting into that.
That's how the debates go, and I would like the debates not to go that way. So I would say both, Trump and Biden should come up on my platform, and I'll host a debate where it's not like that, where it's an informal conversation.
So,
right, something that's more representative of what a typical type of conversation is.
Yeah, I would believe that all the viewers would love to see that. I really do. But the thing that
they would never come up. But I would just
bananas immediately.
We would get banned.
Trump would say one syllable and all of a sudden banned.
We would get banned. Yeah, we'd have to contact TikTok to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, with everything that has happened with Trump being found guilty, does it change if I'm voting for him or if I'm not voting for him? No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because even though he is convicted felon, even if he does get sentenced to 4 years in prison, even if you are in prison, you can still be the president of the United States.
He would vote for Trump from prison. Dude, I can't even. Saying you would vote for Trump
if he was actually sentenced to
literally like this.
You're damn right. At the end of the day, I would vote for him over someone who
States.
can't speak. Over someone
Tara,
who
thank you for the
trips up
$20 for
the
Trump being a
stairs,
felon.
not
Thank
once,
you so
not
much,
twice.
Tara. I really appreciate it, Tara.
not once but twice, but 3 times falling up the stairs in one consecutive video. So yes,
Douglas, thank you for the $34 for 34 convictions of felonies. Thank you so much, Douglas.
Counts.
Thank you, Douglas.
I will definitely vote for Trump, and I will be voting for Trump over Biden 100%.
Yeah, so let's just clarify this real quick. You're voting for a guy who's a convicted felon.
The poor man.
Logan's lagging a little bit. Hello, Logan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Logan, you there? So you're voting for a guy that's has 34 charges of convicted 34 times of different felonies, right? Dean got another gen ban, everyone. He's a proven sexual abuser, proven fraudster, election denier, undermining our American democracy. He put multiple Supreme Court justices with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade. He called for religious persecution of complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country, right? He had housing discrimination lawsuits in the past where he would specifically tell black individuals that there were no openings at the houses, like his business, and then he would tell that there were openings for white families. He said that the Central Park Five specifically still should get the death penalty, even though they've been exonerated. He's also, I appreciate the Happy Friday. Thank you so much. He said that he would date a 10-year-old in 10 years. He would date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. The thing that he said in common with his daughter was sex when she said golf. He justified him walking into changing rooms of little girls in Miss Teen USA as young as 15 years old because he quote-unquote owns the place, acknowledging that they were naked, acknowledging that they were uncomfortable, right, out of that sort of situation. You can literally listen to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass right in front of him and him laughing. All of these things, and you're still going to vote for the guy?
Oh, 100%. I definitely am, because I don't know how much of this is fact-based.
Every single thing that I said is fact.
Let me finish.
Thank you for that head mustache. I apologize, but like
all audio.
Cutting me off, let me get my point across, because every time you cut me off, I lose my track. So
I
please
apologize.
do not interrupt.
I will. We'll both mute.
I believe that yes, but there's facts to both sides of things. There's facts from, did Trump do these things? I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. 100%. But I'm still going to vote for a man that is able to walk up a flight of stairs without falling. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I remind you.
Appreciate the Alex. Thank you for the subscription.
Tara, thank you for the $20. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate you.
Find his way off of his stage. Who's able to say people's names right. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Logan, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I remember the entire
Wait, Matt,
story.
let's let him finish real quick.
I don't remember the entire story, but when there was I don't remember how long ago was it, maybe a month or 2 ago, with an incident with a little girl. Something happened to her, and either the mother or somebody that was very a part of the cause asked Biden to say her name. And it was stated very clearly, and he had it on a piece of paper in front of him. When it was mispronounced, I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, do you remember?
So let's clarify. Biden mispronounced a name, right, and fell on steps, and that's the same thing as what I just brought up with Trump. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying it's the same thing. But I'm saying I would.
No, you were arguing that you should vote for Donald Trump instead of Joe Biden. You're arguing that it's worse. Him fucking falling on stairs. Are you trolling, dude? Are you trolling?
No, I believe it's different. 100%. It's not the exact same thing. But I'd rather have somebody in the office that runs the country like a business who is mentally sane.
How many fucking good business owners do you know have 6 bankruptcies?
Doesn't have the vice president.
Name one good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies. Go for it.
It doesn't matter the amount of bankruptcies.
It does.
Actually,
he has fraud and bankruptcies in his fucking history. And what a great businessman.
Did you say millionaire or billionaire?
What do you mean?
I
didn't say billionaire. I said he has 6 bankruptcies.
No, when you said name, you said name something. What'd you say? Name.
Name a good businessman or woman that has literally 6 fucking bankruptcies.
A good businesswoman or good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies. Right? That's what you're asking for?
Yeah, give me a single business person that good business person that has 6 bankruptcies.
my great-great-grandfather.
6 bankruptcies.
7, actually.
You're trolling.
7 bankruptcies. And yet, even though he was able to declare 7 bankruptcies, he still passed down, let me do the math. I believe it was 36,000 acres with, I believe, a 8-bedroom, 6-bath house. So my point is with that, and all the realty.
Wait,
property.
are you just talking about farmland?
No, I'm talking about farmland with the house with his business itself, which my great-great-grandfather.
Okay, I don't think people necessarily qualify that as like a good businessman. More or less that he just had like a farm and he passed on the farm.
No, I'm saying, but I'm getting into. He had realty as well. He owned.
Brian, thank you for the 10-month subscription. Thank you so much, Brian.
I'm trying to think of the LLC name that he had on it, but he owned a realty company. Had over. Let's see how many. I think at the max of his career, of everything that he had, how many properties was it?
And he had 7 bankruptcies.
Oh yeah, 7, definitely 7 bankruptcies, dude. So it's crazy.
I for some reason don't believe you, dude.
Claims it's crazy to me how somebody that has 7 bankruptcies, can pass down what he did pass down to my great grandfather. So it for you to say that, to name a person that has had 6 or more bankruptcies that is a good businessman or good businesswoman and still be able to conduct the same thing that he is. So,
and apparently you just have some fucking grandpa. There's some grandpa that does this. There was 7 bankruptcies.
Well, it's my great-great-grandfather who's passed away now. But yes, he has claimed 7 bankruptcies.
How do you know that he has 7 bankruptcies when he existed in the fucking like early 1900s?
It's family history. There is papers in my file. Not my file, but in my parents' files. They have a file box in the room, and it has everything from my great-great-great-grandfather.
And you read it insofar as that you could identify he had 7 bankruptcies?
Oh, definitely. I did read it. Actually, I read it back.
He's lagging a lot. I was like, who the fuck?
Because I keep putting my phone down.
Bro's LLC was opened in like the fucking 1800s, bro.
It was.
Bro had to reach back to the literal Civil War for that one.
But at the end of the day, yes, I am voting Trump.
Yo, Brian, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't see any good reason, man. And you don't care about anything of the things I've said because you haven't addressed most of them.
No, I don't.
Do you think there should be federal protections for abortion?
Do I think there should be federal protections? What are you saying? Are you saying that it should not be allowed or it should be allowed?
I'm saying that Roe versus Wade should be protected and that people should be able to get access to abortion.
Anywhere in the United States.
Savannah, thank you for the dollar. I won't, I promise.
So,
Zoe, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you.
Do I believe that I would want it personally for abortions to be legal in my home state? No, I don't. At the end of the day, whether
you want them to be illegal?
If it was a consensual, well, can't really say consensual. No, I can't say consensual.
Well, no. Do you want federal protections for rape victims as it relates to abortion?
Do what?
Do you want federal protections for rape victims as it relates to abortion? Like, do you want a federal protection that makes it insofar as that states cannot pass laws that restrict rape victims from being able to get access to abortion?
So, if you are, pardon the way I say this, but if you were raped...
Cody, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Cody.
If you were a woman that was raped...
Graped. You have to say graped.
If you... Oh, great.
Donovan, thank you for the $2.
Excuse me. If you were a woman who was raped, then, yes, I understand abortion. But as a somebody who is consensual of age, a man and a woman, just so far as not wanting to have a child of who is a person. I believe in the my body, my choice, but at the end of the day, inside of that woman's womb is not her DNA. It's partial her DNA.
Thank you for the hand art. Who cares? So I'll make this point. Appreciate the hand art. Thank you. Do you think women with IUDs are murderers?
IUDs are murderers?
Yeah. Do you think women who have IUDs are murderers? Do you know what an IUD is?
No, I do not.
An interuterine device, right, which can not only can it prevent fertilization, but it can prevent implantation, which prevents a conceived cell at conception, right, which is a human life under all of our views, a cellular human life. I don't say it's a person. You say it's a person. You say it has rights. I don't. It's a single cell organism, right? You think that because it ends the life of that zygote, that single cell organism, that the woman would be a murderer?
So is this before or after
after conception?
After conception.
Yeah, but it's before pregnancy.
So, like, I don't even know how to say what I'm.
So it kills a single cell organism.
So it kills a single cell organism.
Do you want to see what? Do you want to see what that single cell organism looks like?
At that point in time, no, I don't believe that's murder.
Oh, okay, but so then why is it murder for you to get an abortion in the first trimester? Thank you, Donovan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You have 2 arms and 10 toes.
So it's based upon arms and toes. So if someone has 9 toes, you can kill them.
No, I don't have 2 toes.
As an example, do you Parker have 2 arms and 10 toes?
Oh, 10 toes.
No, I don't have 10 toes, or 10 toes. I thought you meant for like the one part of it. Yes, I do have 10 toes.
I did too.
Sorry, I do have 10 toes. So my bad. As it relates to this though, if someone has 9 toes, right? Are you saying then it would be justified to kill them?
If someone has 10 toes and 2 arms, no. At that point,
if someone has 9 toes, dude, you're not listening.
9 toes. You're lagging just as well as I am. Like I said, I have bad service.
Magamobile.
So you're saying if they had 9 toes, then what? Repeat that.
If they have 9 toes, can you slaughter them?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay. So that's not the standard for what considers them valuable. I'm asking you, why is an abortion wrong in the first trimester?
What considers them valuable is when they become a life form. When a fetus becomes a life form.
Oh, so it's conception. So then you do think women who have IUDs are murderers?
No, I don't think they're murderers. I say life form as in the sense of when they become
life begins at conception, Logan.
Okay, I'm not.
Coral, thank you for the 5 month. Thank you.
My words are being twisted here.
I'm not twisting anything. I'm just showing you the logical conclusion of the argument.
I'm saying, as if right after conception, no, it's not murder. But
okay, but it's a life form.
I'm still talking.
I'm just acknowledging your point. But.
Right. Yeah, no. I understand acknowledging, but acknowledge it when I'm done, please. When
After you don't acknowledge the point, but okay.
Can I go now? Yeah? Okay. After conception, like right after conception, no, it's not murder. If they have I don't remember what you called it, but an IED or whatever you said.
Wait,
no,
that's not what he said though, Logan. He's talking about both.
Oh wait, Matt, you have to wait till he's done.
I'm sorry. Well, but that's both at conception and later as it's going down the fallopian tube, which the IUD will also prevent it from landing in the uterine wall.
So when it comes to after conception and it being a cell, a single cell, no, it's not murder. But when it becomes a human, I don't know the word for it, but when it transfers from a human cell to when it develops and it starts
at what point of development?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know the correct terminology for it. So I'm not
well, is it 2 cells? Is it 4? Is it 8, 16? I mean, like, what level of, like, mathematical quantity are we talking here? Because the cells, right, start to go up 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, like that.
Do what? Sorry, you broke up.
How many cells till it's valuable?
Like I said, I don't know the correct terminology. I'm not going to state it if I don't know the terminology.
At what point in pregnancy is it valuable?
I would say I'll go off of the months because it's 9 months usually. So I will say I don't know exactly when it transfers from a cell to the actual.
It's
baby.
always a cell, by the way. It's just more cells.
That's what I mean. I'm saying I don't know the correct terminology from when it's one cell to.
You mean like when the cells become tissue?
When do you see it to be wrong to kill it?
Okay, like you said, like when the cells do become tissues or muscles,
Logan, is it wrong for you to kill it at 2 months?
At 2 months, I believe that. Yeah, honestly, yes.
Okay, that's wrong. So is it wrong at 1 month?
If you know before the 2 months that you are indeed pregnant and you wait until 2 months, then yes, I believe it's wrong.
Okay, so say you don't know.
Which is common,
Do what?
by the way.
Say you don't know at 8 weeks.
Say you do not know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said? Say you do not know. Then at that point, yeah, I guess it's okay if you just found out about it. If you just now know that you're pregnant and you immediately go to get an abortion, then by all means go for it. But when it comes to abortion versus adoption's always the better choice.
No. So at what point would it be okay to not kill, or would it not be okay to kill it when you don't know?
When you don't know, would it not be okay? I'll say 4.5 months, 5 months.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. Can a woman get? Okay, so you're saying what's the difference between her knowing and not knowing? Right, like you think it's murder either way, right? So how could you say it's predicated off of whether or not she knows? Because now you're saying you're moving it to like 4 or 5 months.
Right after you find out, right after you know and have seen it with your own eyes that you are indeed pregnant, if you immediately go to get an abortion.
What if you wait 2 days?
If you wait 2 days.
2 days of reflection, is that okay?
I'm being asked. 2 days as a reflection. No.
You can't reflect for 2 days. You can't reflect for 2 days after knowing. You have to do it right on the spot. You realize it? If you don't do it on the spot, then it's wrong.
You misinterpreted that. I meant no as in the sense of it's okay.
Oh, okay, so it's okay after 2 days. Okay, so what about 3 days?
Obviously, when you find out your reflection, you're not going to go, oh my God, I got to get an abortion. No, you're going to reflect on it. You're going to think about it.
Obviously, what about 3 days?
You're still going to be reflecting on it. My point is
how many days can someone go before?
I'm still being interrupted.
I like how I was still finishing my statement and you're saying I'm interrupting you. That's hilarious.
Well, you asked me a question, now I'm trying to answer it, and now you're interrupting my answer.
Because it's a rhetorical question, right? How many times?
Guys, this is gonna go forever.
No, it's literally not. I was asking you
No, it
one more
literally
question.
is, because every time I try to answer it, you try to interrupt me. So please, if you could just go on mute, that'd be awesome. When you call an abortion clinic, right? Obviously, they're not going to be able to get you in right there. Not in most cases. Some cases, sure, they might be able to. Yeah, shit, we can get you in tomorrow. But sometimes it'll be a week. It'll be 2 weeks before they can get you in to go and proceed with an abortion. Now, whenever I said earlier that I thought that adoption is better than abortion, if it is a problem, and if you are of age and there is no health risk to have the child that you are going to that you have in you. Sorry, I just got a message across my phone. If you are, I lost my train of thought. Hang on, give me a second. Trying to remember what I was saying. I'll say it this way. Why I think that adoption is better than abortion is because when you are of legal age, right, you are, let's just say this, over 18 years old, right, and you can make the decision as a legal adult on your own, then if you don't want the kid and it precedes a problem, why not give it to a family that can't have kids? Why not give it to somebody that really wants a kid, but can't make it, can't have it, versus killing it and not giving it a chance. You're good now. You can respond to that.
Oh, yeah, because they don't want to be pregnant. Appreciate the crown. Thank you so much.
So
you have an issue with vaccine mandates?
I'm not done with the abortion thing, but I'd be happy to answer that question when I'm done.
Oh no, I'd love for you to answer the question. If you don't, I'll just go on to the next person because I'm done dealing with your bullshit, Logan.
With the abortion, well, I mean,
No,
if we
just
want
answer
to
the
talk
question,
about,
are you okay with vaccine mandates?
no, I'm not okay with vaccine mandates.
Oh, okay, but that leads to human death.
So does
Why don't you just take the fucking vaccine?
Because there's been reports of people who have gotten the vaccine and a month later died.
Oh, there have been reports of women who have been pregnant and died.
I thought we were leaving that. Are we leaving that or going back to it?
Oh, it's almost like what we're just saying is a fucking analogy to what I'm saying, dude. Use your brain. Conceptually relevant. Mitchell, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. And also, Thomas, thank you so much. I appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Thomas.
So, at the beginning of this, when you said, are you voting for Trump? And I said yes. Technically, I lied because I can't vote for Trump. Can't vote.
All right, let's go to the next person. Everyone, only send a guest request if you will vote for Trump, even though he's got 34 felonies. Everyone, yo, Ashley, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
30.
And are you gonna vote for Trump, even though he has 34 felonies?
I don't generally vote.
Nice. You should vote for Biden, though. Let's get the next person up here. Only send a guest request if you will vote for Trump, even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies. Diane, thank you for the $34 for 34 felonies. Thank you so much. I appreciate 34 felonies. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
51.
And are you gonna vote for Trump, even though he has 34 felonies?
Yeah. Yep.
Why so?
Here's why. Because my vote for Trump is about his policies, and it's not about the Republican Party. The Republican Party, even though I am conservative/Republican, the Republican Party hasn't stood up to anything that the Democrats have thrown at them.
Okay, so name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class.
Let's see. He did the tax cuts, which are about to expire. I think if Biden gets in, he's gonna let them expire and not renew them. So now that you're paying, what is it? Sure.
Yeah, so the Tax Policy Center and the Joint Committee on Taxation did a distributional analysis on this. They both did distributional analyses. They came to similar results, indicating that after-tax income fell for the middle class and fell for the lowest quintile due to the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, while it would increase for the top 1%, top 0.1%, and the highest quintile. So it literally would take money from poor people and give it to rich people.
That may be, but who says that Biden right now? The reason why we're paying so much for gas, groceries, and whatever is because Biden is trying to spend his way out of debt.
Alexandra, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. That's not true.
You flood the market. If you flood the market with more cash, there's going to be more cash to go around, and your dollar isn't going to go as far. There's going to be less commodities.
Okay, so let's address that. I don't know what you mean by less commodities, but let's address this. Right, you're saying that a greater increase in the money supply would lead to a greater level of inflation. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. What was?
Yeah. So there was. If you look at M2, you can look at this up on you go Fred, St. Louis Federal Reserve, and you can see specifically that M2 money supply increased more under Donald Trump's presidency than Biden's presidency. Significantly more. So if you're going to argue that an increase in money supply causes inflation to a greater degree, then are you saying Trump caused this inflation? His presidency?
No, I'm not. Because under Trump, inflation was 0.5 to 1.5%. And now it's 9%. And Biden's saying, well, my
so the cause is an increase in money supply?
Yeah.
Because it takes time for these things to compound. So it is. So then Trump's administration
It's
caused more
been
inflation.
3.5 years, dude. It's been 3.5 years. You put more money into the economy.
Trump put more
with
in
less
than Biden.
product. Huh?
Wrong. Trump put more in than
What?
Biden. Not only did Trump add more to the deficit and to the debt, but he also added more to the money supply.
It was only $7 trillion. It was only $7 trillion, and that was
8.4 trillion. Wrong.
of whatever 8.4.
8.4 is more than Biden is estimated to.
It was because of the pandemic.
And so did Biden. And so did Biden.
Biden has
Pandemic
put
spending
a lot
plus
more money.
Yeah, 4.8 trillion of that spending was not pandemic related.
Yeah, it was. Where'd it go then? You tell me.
Yeah, so that was the deficit.
Because he sure to fuck wasn't. He sure to fuck wasn't laundering money to Ukraine.
Oh, hilarious! Laundering money. You have no clue what you're talking about. We actually just really allocated military funds to the to Ukraine. There was only $45 billion specifically that was actually sent in like legitimate money, right? Rather than like say like military equipment and stuff like that. So like that, you just don't even know what you're referencing there. Secondly, if you want to talk about other things as it relates to Trump spending, the deficit spending increased under his administration from Obama's administration, and it increased due to the tax cuts, to the increase in military spending, plenty of things. Trump tried to add Space Force, put $75 billion a year into Space Force to play fucking Star Wars and Star Trek when there are people that are homeless in this country. You could say the same thing that you say about Ukraine, about Trump as it relates to Space Force.
So,
what about the military bases around the world where Trump justifies an $800 billion Let me finish what I'm saying.
Let's go to the homeless.
Where Trump justifies an $800 billion military budget where there's military bases around the world. We could cut that in half and still have $100 billion more than China to spend on military, and we could deal with plenty of things like free public universities, end homelessness, child care for all Americans, plenty of things.
Yeah. Okay. So you go around with the homeless, okay? Why is there nothing going on with our homeless veterans, anything like that from the government? There's nothing. They are giving all the money to the illegal aliens that are flooding into our country.
That's fucking
$5,000.
What money? What money is the federal government giving to undocumented immigrants?
They've been getting like from $1,000 to $5,000 a month on their debit cards. What else? They get free health care.
Not from the federal government, and you're talking about asylum seekers.
Where's it coming from?
State governments, and you're talking about asylum seekers.
Asylum seekers?
Yeah,
there's
legal asylum process,
seekers.
And it's from the state governments, not the federal.
So obviously, you don't care who comes into this country.
I do.
You know,
I do care.
Really?
Who comes into this country.
Who?
Yeah.
Who do you care about that comes into the country?
I care about sustaining people who want to come to this country for a better life. I think that we can take in more immigrants than we do. I think we can have a better immigration process. Let me
but
please
here's
finish.
the problem.
Please finish
if
my
you
statement.
want these people, if these people want to come in for a better life, there is a legal way.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate that. Smoke, don't overtalk me like that. Be quiet, okay? I told you to stop talking, right? You should stop talking, right? I'm trying to be productive in this conversation. I would love to do that, okay? Smoke, I'm going to let you keep talking, but I want you to acknowledge that this is a legal asylum process. It's legal. These are state funding. These are not federal funding. So when you argue federal government giving money to undocumented immigrants, wrong. Now give me a single policy that Biden passed that caused this.
The government gives it to the NGOs, and then the NGOs distribute it throughout the illegal immigrants. So there is a way to come in legally if these people are looking for a better life.
Smoke, what policy was that?
What policy was what?
You said that
the one for illegal way.
You said they gave money to quote unquote NGOs, and then those gave money to the states to do this. So can you give me a particular policy that Joe Biden influenced to get passed that caused this?
Let me see. I don't remember offhand. But
I wonder why.
Why? Yeah, because I'm 51 and I'm a fucking idiot. You know, I've been around the block quite a few fucking times,
I didn't say it.
Dude.
You did.
I was your age when Reagan was around. Do you remember Reagan? Probably not.
You think I would remember
Like,
Reagan?
he was born in the 80s.
Like I was born
There's
in
a
the 80s,
legal
bro?
way. Well, obviously not. But there's a legal way to come into this country. Okay?
What did the founding fathers say when they
the
wrote the
people-
Declaration of Independence? Were you there? Yo.
What was it?
Pewdie, thank you for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Pewdie. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, what did the founding fathers say when they wrote the Declaration of Independence?
What did they say?
Yeah, right, because... Like, were you there?
No.
Oh, okay.
What else you want to talk about?
Did
Yeah, I
you
love
not
all these
realize
comments.
the irony
you know
in what I just brought up? Thank you for the confetti. Thank you. Right over his head.
No, it ain't over my head. I understand. I wasn't there when the Declaration of Independence was written, or the Constitution was written, or the Bill of Rights was written. I understand that. I get it. I was just fucking poking fun at you. That's all.
Same.
So you tell me what Biden has done to improve your life.
Well, it's not about improving my life, right? I would actually argue.
No, I want to
that
know.
I would be
prove your life.
I'm finishing my statement. I would actually argue my life would be better off under the context of a Donald Trump presidency because I would get more money through the context of tax cuts. But I don't argue
Exactly.
that's why I vote, right? I think it would be worse off for everyone in the population. So I'm not arguing what's going to benefit me the most. I'm arguing what's going to benefit our society the most. Do you hear that?
Well,
Do you
exactly.
understand that?
Yeah, I hear that. I understand that, and
Trump
I get
tax
it.
cuts would benefit me, would benefit people who are already making good money in this country. It's not going to benefit the middle class Americans. It's going to take money from middle class Americans.
So you're
and
saying
give money
it's
to
not
me.
gonna
That's not
benefit
what I
me.
want. I want money, my money, and plenty of other people who make income like me to go to people that fucking need things. They need food on the table. They need healthcare. They need education. They need childcare. They need a house. They need basic fucking standard of care. That's what they need. And Republicans don't want to vote for that policy.
Wow. You know, I'm a middle class person. I work damn hard for my fucking money, you know. And
Oh, Trump,
any
please take
little
my
bit
money
can
and give
help.
it to rich people. Please, Trump, take more of it. Give it to rich people. I don't want it. Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate it. H2O, thank you so much. And Mark, appreciate the confetti.
Where's that coming from?
Oh, yeah, the Trump tax policy, like I described to you earlier, thank you for the confetti, took money from
They're not
you,
taking money from me
right?
and giving it to
They
rich
did.
people.
Appreciate the
No,
confetti.
I had
Yeah,
more
yes, they
money
did.
in my fucking
Appreciate the
pocket.
Thank you. It's still Trump tax policy. Did you know that? Thank you for
Yeah,
the
it's going to
confetti.
run out.
Oh, so you want something wild? The Trump tax policy, again, after tax income decreased for middle class. Appreciate the confetti. Thank you so much, Mark. It increased for the top 1%. Your money went right to rich people. They took it from you, gave it to rich people.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what?
Give my money to rich
capitalism is
people!
king.
More of it, please take it from me and give it to rich people! More money for the 1%!
Well, at least I ain't as brutal as the last guy that was on here.
I'm sorry, that's so wild. You can't. You're seriously arguing for them to take money from middle class people and poor people in this country and give it to rich people?
Well, you know what? I had more money in my pockets under Trump than I do with Biden.
Still Trump tax policy. Thank you. I appreciate the subscription.
Oh yeah, because you know, a 9% inflation is a Trump tax policy, which it is.
Thank you for the swan. Thank you so much. I never argued that
Gas
was a Trump tax
prices-
policy. Sally, thank you for the
Gas
$34 for 34 felonies. Thank you, Sally. I really appreciate it. Now, can you explain to me what Biden policy caused that?
Him putting more money into the economy, just printing money.
Not true. M2 money supply increased more under Trump's administration. What are you talking about? I just told you this earlier.
So you're telling me that Biden printing money didn't put, you know, a huge 9% inflation on?
Yeah, Biden
on
doesn't
people that are
print
living-
money. That would be the Federal Reserve, one. If we're talking about crediting accounts,
Well,
not
exactly.
even
I
printing
know
money
that.
anymore. Right? But if you want to talk about the adding money to money supply, under Trump's administration, there was more money added to the money supply. Stop watching Fox News.
I don't watch Fox News.
OAN? Newsmax?
You're never going to figure it out
Truth
because I
Social.
don't watch
Joe Rogan.
Truth. Nope.
Oh,
Not at all.
we have to,
Not
we have
Joe
to, we have to go-
Rogan.
Shit. We have to. What are those? Restored Republic. QAnon.
Nope.
Babylon
Nope.
B.
Nope. You guys
You
are never
watch.
going to guess it.
Charlie
It doesn't
Kirk.
work.
Maybe
Thank
it's
you for the confetti, thank you.
maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. Young Turks, no, or Rachel Maddow.
Rachel
Wire.
Maddow, are you for real, dude? No.
Hey, I was just naming
Fresh
names.
and fit.
No.
Epoch
Tucker
Times,
Carlson.
So, anyways.
Rumble, Breitbart, Daily Wire.
So, anyways.
He's not going to say because we got it right.
Yeah, I know.
No, you didn't. I'll tell you what it is. I listened to Graham Allen, Dan Bongino. What else is there? Tom Lapley.
Melinda, thank you
I
for
listened to
$5.
Steve Bannon's War Room.
Mark,
You know,
thank you
all
for
kinds of
subscription.
stuff.
Yeah,
What
gross.
is that? Stupid or something?
I mean, you like to hang around criminals apparently. Because Steve Bannon.
Oh, yeah.
a criminal.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I love to hang around criminals.
I'm just saying, like, you named off some people, and there have to be some criminals among there. I mean, just saying, you know.
Well, yeah. Okay. Supposedly Steve Bannon is, and whatever that dude is that's spending 4 months in jail right now in Florida.
It should be Trump. A little bit more than 4
Yes,
months.
people
though.
It ain't gonna be Trump.
We need about 4 generations, 4 lifetimes. That's what we need.
I ain't got that long, dude.
Okay.
But anyway, I actually think that they're not going to put Trump in prison. I actually believe that.
They
Do you
should.
believe that they're
I
going to do
agree with
it?
you, but yeah, okay.
I think they should.
There's different.
I want this picture to be real.
That's your opinion. My opinion.
Yeah, I know him.
It's not. It's never going to be real, dude. It's never going to be real. It's never.
Never say never.
No. Oh well, the worst thing that could happen is they put him on probation. Ooh.
Or
Wow.
house arrest.
Savannah, thank you for the $1. I appreciate it.
Oh, house
Savannah,
arrest, yeah,
wait,
but
smoke.
I'm sure he'll figure out a way to still campaign. I mean,
Yes, Zoom.
Smoke, I have a question. Because Savannah wanted me to ask you, how many continents are there, Smoke?
dude, if I was back in high school, I could tell you lickety split because I was really good at that back in high school. But dude, life has gone on. 40 plus years, whatever. I know the continents. I know there's
Would you like
a
to
lot.
name them?
There's South America, North America, Asia, Australia, Africa, Greenland.
Greenland?
That's about all I got. Well, whatever it is, Iceland.
Yep. Yeah, those are continents. Yep.
Damn.
New ones added.
I don't know, dude. Dude, I haven't studied freaking continents since like 1985.
Fucking 80. Yeah. I bet, dude.
I haven't studied them, I guess,
exactly.
since like 2008, and I know them all.
Well, that's good for you. That was only 11 years ago.
It is good for me.
Smoke, do you know anything about QAnon? Sarah just told me to ask you. Thank you, Sarah.
Do I? I kind of did that, like, I don't know, whatever he was spewing out for like a month when it first came out. But then I was like, well, this is kind of all bullshit. So
Man,
I
at
laid
least you
off
could
of that.
identify it. Lauren, thank
Miranda,
you for the $7. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much,
$5,
Lauren.
Miranda. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so here, Smoke. There's a few more things
So
to talk
now
about.
let me ask
Go
you a
ahead.
question. I got a question. So now, when gas prices were cheap, we were energy dependent. Okay, independent,
dude.
I should say.
We're more energy independent.
Now we're energy. How do you figure when we're begging freaking
More oil production.
Venezuela for more?
No, because we have more oil production now than we had under Trump's administration or any point in American history. Plus, it is the case that the main reason why gas prices have increased is because Russia or Ukraine situation, which would have happened regardless of Trump or Biden in office, and then OPEC limited their distribution of oil worldwide. So that decreased global oil supply. and increased prices.
Yeah, that's why it's expensive.
Sarah, thank you for the $2. So Sarah said, "Why did you have a post, a vid from Judy Byington, a right wing QAnon freak?" That's what she said.
Who? From who?
From Judy Byington.
Judy Byington.
Lauren, thank you for the $34. Thank you so much.
Is that the one that I posted about vitamins, or I don't even know.
I don't
Dude,
know.
I haven't been on here for so long. I was just trolling through, and I figured I'd
Thank you for
stop.
the $5. Thank you for the ICU. Thank you so much. So I'll just ask you this question: would you vote for a proven sexual abuser?
Where was he proven a sexual abuser? I heard you say that before, but nobody
smoke.
Nobody said anything.
It's just a hypothetical. Like, would you vote for a proven sexual abuser?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
but
So Trump has been held liable
you're
for
saying
sexual
no,
abuse.
no. No, he has not.
You want to bet?
With who?
You want to bet?
Where?
How much money?
I'm not betting shit, dude.
Okay,
I'm
so
middle class. I ain't got squat.
Okay, good. But or not good, but I meant like good. You wouldn't want to bet me. So as it relates to the context of this case, you can look up on AP News Trump liable essay, or just look up Trump liable essay. You can see that he was held liable for sexually abusing Eugene Carroll.
Eugene Carroll, it was never proven. The only reason why he has to pay, well, it was not, according to what the facts that I have seen. She couldn't prove it, and he was
He's
found
literally
not
held liable.
guilty.
Not true. Kelly, I appreciate the $1. Thank you.
He's only
held
held liable for defaming her name.
And sexual abuse.
That's it.
Show the jury form.
Nope. No.
Do you want to look at the jury form?
Sure.
Matt, do you want to pull it up real quick?
$100.
No, we're not going to do that because he's middle class. But Matt,
Yeah,
so
see?
do you want to pull it up?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Smoke. We care about people in the middle class, right? Trump doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Thank you
That's
for
fine.
the crown. Thank you so much, Shippers. All right, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's run it up to 750,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. Do give it a minute, everyone. So, if we do show you that he was held liable for sexual abuse, and you do see that, would you then agree that you won't vote for him? Thank you for the lights. Thank you.
I think you can see that. Hold on. Let me turn my light off. Hold on. Get the light off it. There we go.
Oh, sorry. I just
You're
turned.
good.
You're good.
Do I need,
Nicole, thank you for the $10.
It's
Thank
not
you,
like
Nicole.
my brightness at all.
Do you want to put it on your computer?
There we go. There we go. All right. So, right, that second line says, "Did Mr. Trump?"
Oh, he left. That's fine.
Oh, blah. Okay. Well, that's it. There you go.
All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you will vote for Trump. Yo, Shivers, thank you for the Desert
Yo,
Wolf. Thank you
nice.
so much,
Hey.
Shivers. I really appreciate that. W Shivers, thank you, thank you.
666. No one
W
changed his
Shivers.
number.
Yeah, everyone keep it there. Someone changed it immediately, I bet. Helping Humans, good to see you. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you all for the gifts and the Venmos.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Diva, I
It means
appreciate
a lot.
the hand art. Thank you, Shivers. I appreciate the hand
Yeah,
art
thank
as
you
well.
thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much.
Yeah, follow me here if you have not already. Follow
Oh,
Matt as
thank
well.
you.
Thank you for the hand art. Yo, Christy, how old are you?
Thank
Hello?
you so much for the gifts. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
All right, let's get this next person up. Only send a guest request if you're voting for Trump, even though he has 34 counts of felony charges that he's been convicted of. Only send a guest request if you will vote for Trump, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. All right, let's get this person up here, everyone. All right, is it not going to accept this person? Give it 1 second. Count them 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Someone
12,
asked
13.
if I was a real librarian. Yes, I am a real librarian with degree and all.
Degrees and all.
Yeah, degrees and all.
Degrees, for real.
Yeah, degrees and all. Plural.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, I'm over 21.
Yeah, are you going to vote for Trump even though he's been convicted of 34 felonies?
Yeah, the felonies really don't matter to me. I don't believe that they're I mean, if you can stand there and say legitimately that you believe that this isn't being done maliciously to him or he's not being persecuted, I mean, it's kind of when our courts are corrupt, that's when we all need to start worrying.
Really? So would we say the courts were corrupt when talking about Hillary Clinton in 2016?
With Hillary, that's a different story. It wasn't Trump acting to maliciously like hold her up on her campaign. Like, we all know why this is being done. You cannot sit there and say that you don't know why this is being done.
Yeah, no, I would say we know why it's being done because he did
exactly.
something bad.
And so
he did something bad. The jury indicated it.
What he did is he did not do. Yeah, the jury did not. Do you know the instructions they had were like 55 pages long? They weren't even allowed to take them in with them. And normally when people have a court case, they aren't issued a gag order for talking about it. So there's a huge difference between what was done. I mean, if anybody's standing there saying that this is normal, it's not. And the fact that he has a felony conviction, that doesn't mean anything. There are plenty of people who have felony convictions that aren't actually, bad
Not running
people.
for president. Not running for president. But Matt, I'll let you respond. Go ahead.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does not matter. Like, it's just a matter of, we live in a corrupt society, and if they're going to be doing corrupt things,
Not when
you
it's Hillary
can't.
Clinton.
Yeah, no.
Hillary is another story, and if she was proven guilty in a court of law, I mean, from what I understand, she did stuff that was way worse than him, and she still hasn't seen anything for it. But I'm not even gonna, because I don't go off of things that I don't know.
When did Hillary
for
Clinton
sure.
sexually abuse someone?
Well, that's debatable.
That's not debatable.
It is debatable.
It's not debatable. Trump was held liable for sexual abuse.
Why is President Biden still in office then? Because he had somebody accuse him of sexual assault.
It's not just accused. He was held liable by a jury of his peers.
I'm asking about Biden. Why is he still in office when he had a former person accuse him of sexually assaulting?
When one of his accusers takes him to court and he's found liable for SA or rape, so he has to go to court to be guilty of it. I mean, somebody can't just say rape. So if I rape somebody and I'm still in office, it has to be until they go to court. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What you're saying doesn't even make sense.
Melissa, no, you're not listening. We have better reason to believe these things are applicable to Trump. Trump not only has 26 allegations of sexual misconduct, including assault.
Let's not even
rape,
go into
and
sexual misconduct, because I think when a man's up there visibly sniffing children, there's a problem.
Yeah, you don't have evidence of this outside of the context.
Yeah,
of
no,
him
I can see that. You can see them on camera. He's sniffing children and touching them inappropriately. I would never touch somebody's child like that.
Show me the video.
How do I show you the video? I can find it.
Tell me the title.
Let me find it.
Okay. So
I mean, I don't think you want to sit here and wait for me to find it, but I mean, it's been all over YouTube. How can you say you've never seen it?
Oh, we'll wait for it. We'll wait for you. We'll add someone else up to talk to while we wait.
That's fine. Yes, go ahead, do that.
All right, for sure. All right, let's get someone else up in the meantime. Everyone, only send a guest request if you will vote for Trump, even though he has been convicted of 34 felonies, everyone. Let's give Melissa a little bit to be able to find this out.
Okay, just look up "creepy Joe Biden sniffs children's hair" on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah, are you talking about the one from Sky News Australia? Yeah, those have fake videos of him sniffing. That's not real. That video is fake. It was edited in audio.
What about
of course you're gonna find the first fucking one.
What about the one from NBC News?
Which one?
The one that says, "Is Joe Biden's touchiness out of touch?" And
so
then
you mean him hugging Hillary Clinton for too long? Under your view, him hugging Hillary Clinton.
Hugging, I have no idea if that's what it is. I'm
him
just
literally
going down
hugging
the list
people,
of
like
there's a million videos.
You don't know what it is, yet you're citing it?
It says Joe Biden.
You said there's all these fucking resources.
Okay, if you're going to give me 2 seconds to do it, then yes, I'm going to be able to give you a list of them that are on there. But I
did give you 2 seconds.
I'm sorry,
I said
1 minute is not enough time to fact check something. Okay,
Melissa,
but I'm going to say for a second he did.
Melissa, no offense. I just gave you plenty of time. I just said I will look people up. I will go talk to another person. We'll engage in a conversation there. I gave you extra time. You brought this up. If you're going to use the source, stand by it. If you're not going to stand by the source, then I'll give you extra time to be able to look up a different one. Like it's plain and simple.
Yeah, and by the way, the NBC thing that she cites is Joe Biden hugging adults. They're hugging adults, and they're talking about his like touchiness because he likes to hug people. They're saying, is it out of touch? Like, right, because he likes to hug people. Like the first part of the video has him hugging like an old woman. Like, don't just read the headline.
And it's like him hugging Hillary Clinton. It's like actually ridiculous. Yeah. It's him literally taking pictures.
And the next
of people.
video is the one by Sky News. That is fake.
Yeah, the literal ridiculous one.
Did you turn off my mic, or do you want me to turn it back off?
I already gave you an invite to unmute.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Are you going to look up new ones, or are you going to stand by that source?
No, I'm not standing by the source if you say it's fake. I mean, I don't know where, I didn't see where it said it was fake, but that's fine. If you're saying it's fake, I'm not going to put that in there as fact. Like, I don't argue with shit that I don't know. But I'm saying, like, as far as like the national debt goes, I mean, whatever you're saying about Biden he has continuously, and I'm not talking about COVID because you have to take that into account for both of the presidents, Trump and Biden. For COVID, definitely there was an increase there, but Biden has continued to increase the national debt by over 3, which is more than even his president when he was with Obama. More than President Trump increased the national debt by $3 trillion, $3 trillion last year. No, I'm not wrong. I'm looking right at the debt facts right here.
Melissa, I want you to listen real quick. So you can look at you can look at this. I'll show you right now. There was an analysis that indicated that it was 8.4 trillion for Trump, including interest, and it's going to be estimated to reach around 7.9 trillion added to the debt under Biden's administration. He's so far only added
because I'm looking at when Trump started. I'm looking at it was when Obama had ended his in 2015, it was at 18 trillion, and then I have for Trump his first year was 20 trillion.
What?
Yeah, so I'm sorry,
20 trillion would have been.
It was 19. I'm sorry, it's 2016. It was 19 trillion, and then in 2017 it was 20.
2017. Yeah, that's okay. So 2016 to 2017, that's Obama's administration, and it didn't go up a trillion. Then it only went up like 300 billion.
No, because Obama's it ended in January of 2017. So that, I mean, that full year would be Trump.
No, the deficit under Trump, under Obama's last year was like 400 billion. You can look up the U.S. Budget Watch. It's a project for of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. They indicated 8.4 trillion for Donald Trump, whereas they indicate 7.9 trillion for what's it called for Joe Biden.
And by the way, the
in debt.
Added to the debt, yeah.
The debt fiscal year also does not go January to January. It goes September 30th to September.
I'm going by annuals off of the government's website. That says it has them annually, and it has the amount of it for whenever they measure it annually.
What's the website?
Then go to this. Look up how much did President Trump add to the debt? U.S. Budget Watch 2024, a project of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget.
For which one?
Just look up this title. Finn, thank you for the glowing jellyfish. Thank you so much, Finn. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God, why did it come off in there?
Everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 1 million likes. Share the live. Keep it going, everyone. Thank you so much for the hand. I appreciate it, Katie. Thank you.
And like whether or not, like, I mean, I'm letting you know, I'm not a Republican. I vote independent because I feel like you can't see both sides of the fence if you're on one side of it.
Then
so I mean, it's not like Trump? I'm just saying like of everything, huh?
And why are you voting for Trump even though he's a convicted felon, proven sexual abuser, proven fraud?
Because the whole criminal conviction thing, because I see what's going on and I don't believe in bullshit. I mean, I've had issues too with, well, I have a criminal history. It's not, that to me isn't anything. I know that you can get arrested for shit that you didn't do. I know that more than anybody.
For Trump, it's more likely than not.
A police officer told my family that they can arrest me for whatever the fuck they want. It was really literally for for invoking my right to remain silent. They fucked with me hardcore, and that's what they wanted to do to get me to.
Then they were violating your amendments.
But they told they told my family member that they can do whatever they want to me. It's up to the courts to decide what to do about it. And so my thing is that like if the courts are now, well, and a judge did on my third day of trial. He did stand up and he acquitted me because there was no evidence against me. It literally was.
Oh, so it's almost like the court system worked.
Yeah, and the system worked.
Were they corrupted?
Yeah, no, the court system worked. But see, here's the thing now. If the court system is going to be corrupt and do this to people, then what's going to happen at that point?
Hold on. I'm confused though. You said that you have a criminal history, but if you were acquitted, then you don't have a history.
Well, yeah, no, it's on my record. Like that shit shows up when I go for a job.
No. Once you're acquitted,
no, it does. It does show up. It does. I'm fighting something for it right now. It does.
Maybe like with the police, but not like with the
it definitely does. I literally just had to go through a denial for a job because of charges that were on my criminal history, that were on my report.
No, I bet what happened was your job found out that you were arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not mean like that you have a criminal history. It means that you were once arrested, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the thing is that it still affects me. It shouldn't be, but it still affects me.
Yeah,
so,
but okay. But okay, and you got to get it expunged. Okay,
yeah. I've tried 4 times.
Oh, I understand that, but that's a problem with the cops, not with the.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying though is that if the court is going to be corrupt and do like it's been all over the news, and I'm talking about like even on NBC and CNN, like they have been saying things that like it has not been fair, and nobody can say that it's been fair to Trump. His trial has not been fair. It has not been fair in any sense of the matter. Like a gag order, you can't even talk about your case. Like that's crazy. It's crazy.
That's common. Gag orders happen all the time. Why? Because if you have a defendant who says things about witnesses and tries to intimidate them, the judge puts gag orders on, and that is common in like cases. For example, if you have a rapist on trial and one of the witnesses is someone that he raped, there'll be a gag order on the rapist to not talk to, or even discuss that witness. That's a gag order.
Right. No, there's a difference though. He did it because he was talking in court. Like it's different. Okay.
No,
so you're taking things and you're trying to apply them to a situation where and you already admitted that you know why they're doing this.
That's not true. He went outside the courtroom. He went to rallies, and he openly talked about witnesses. He talked about Stormy Daniels. He talked about Avram Bragg. He talked about the people who were going to be witnesses for him, such as Michael Cohen. He talked about them, and the judge said that based on how Trump speaks about them, that can count as intimidation, and that's why he had a gag order on him, because Trump likes to talk in that way about those people.
Okay, I don't know what exactly was said. I don't see where he's intimidated anybody. Like I don't see how discussing your case can be intimidating too.
He's standing in front of thousands of people saying bad things about the witnesses that are going to be going forward. The prosecution doesn't want those witnesses to get scared, and so the judge will weigh whether or not Trump has a right to speak on it, or not the witnesses have to be protected. Here, based on what Trump talks about, the judge found that there was sufficient evidence, I believe, that a witness intimidation probably would happen, and that's why he had the gag order. And by the way, that only applied to the witnesses. Trump could talk about the judge. He could talk about the prosecution. He could talk about Alvin Bragg. He could talk about all those people. He could not talk about witnesses.
But you couldn't talk about his case, period.
No, he could. He went on front of stages and talked all the time about it being a phony prosecution, about how the judge is corrupt, about how Alvin Bragg, he called him.
He's not the only person that said that. There's other people who were involved that did say that also.
Say what?
That it was a corrupt case.
And they're wrong. I mean, okay, I don't care.
What evidence do they have for that?
Yeah, I don't care who says it. Like, they're wrong.
What evidence do you have to say it wasn't corrupt?
We're not making a positive claim. You are.
Well, what evidence do you have that?
But you're arguing my claim. You're arguing it as if it was done completely like innocently, and there's no malice involved.
Can I say something?
You can see the.
I'm just gonna okay. So like I don't know why we're doing this. So can you give me evidence that Donald Trump isn't reptilian? Melissa, I just want evidence he's not reptilian.
Who's not reptilian?
Donald Trump.
What kind of bullshit is that even to talk about? Like, I don't know. Who's not reptilian?
Well, you said that I need evidence that this isn't stolen. Well, I need evidence that this...
Well, because you are making everyone know. And what I'm saying is that you're asking everybody for evidence, yet you don't really list, like, for some of the stuff you said, you don't list any citations for any of the stuff
we do.
You said
We
that
do.
You said.
We just don't provide a source for saying that it's not
I'm not talking about that. I'm
stolen.
saying you want to hear everybody's sources when you're arguing with stuff that you're not giving sources
Name
for.
one thing I didn't have a source for.
You still haven't said like who exactly, where that information came from when you're saying that he wanted to rape his daughter or whatever the fuck you were talking about. Like
no, I said that he wanted to date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. He said that.
Yeah, where's that from?
Oh, I can pull it up for you right now. This is widely known. It's an audio clip.
Okay, so So as far as like the journal for Biden goes, then are you saying that because his daughter admitted that was her journal, that's still not true, and what she wrote in there about him like having showers with her and everything?
So I take the view that like I don't think that we have complete verification of everything that is within the context of the diary, but we do have verification that the diary is hers.
Yeah,
So
I
again,
do. I read
don't
the
think that we
diary
have
like when it
sufficient
first
evidence
was
to indicate
released.
that.
I read it, and it does have that in there, and it was actually
Yeah, but she came out and said specifically that that there were things that were completely misinterpreted about people she cares about, and things that were literally lied. All right, totally misconstrued, complete lies,
Have you read
fabrications,
it?
false accusations.
Have you read it? There was no accusation in there. It was literally it was this little blip. She was talking about something, and she had said like, my dad used to take showers with me. It was probably inappropriate or something like that. I don't know about like as far as, but I did read the journal.
Yeah, and there are two ways we can take this. We can take this as if we were assuming that the contents are verified, and we can take this as if the contents, we don't have good reason to believe it's verified. I take the position that we don't have good reason to believe it's verified, but even if we were to take the view
Why
that
do you
it
take that position?
well, because there's no verification for particularly what's in there, and I just told you what she said specifically about it, that things were completely misconstrued, misinterpreted, and that there were false accusations lobbed at people that she really cares about. Obviously, talking about not Donald Trump, Joe Biden.
Do you think that maybe if even if it was true, do you think that she would be inclined to say that it wasn't simply because of her father's position?
I don't have evidence to believe either or. That would just be assuming that any evidence would be wrong there. And also, wouldn't that be assuming, wasn't this in the context of a court? Right? That would be assuming that she's lying under oath, right?
No, I don't know where it was said. I was listening to
She gave a deposition
putting in
to the
a source,
judge
huh?
when
Yeah, this is a deposition. So you're assuming she's lying under oath.
As far as who are you talking about? Which his daughter?
Ashley Biden. Yeah, you think
Yeah,
Ashley
no,
Biden's
his
lying
daughter.
under oath.
I'm not assuming that she's lying under oath. I'm assuming that
you
it's
just
very.
said.
I mean, like, I'm not going to be rude, but a lot of people lie under oath. I think that
Like Trump?
she has more to protect. She has more to protect than she does to. I mean, there's more
Nicole,
reason
thank you
for
so
her
much.
to lie.
No, okay, well, you don't have more likely reason to believe that she lied because, again, she puts herself at extraordinary risk there because it is the case that she
What
would be
risk?
lying
I
under
mean,
oath.
if you see your brothers like getting
Lying
away
under
with
oath.
like all this stuff, like what risk is she facing?
Melissa, lying under
I
oath.
actually feel
Hunter
really
Biden
bad
is
for his kids. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I feel really bad for his kids. They've both been
By the
put
way,
in like a
Hunter
really
Biden
fucked up
is getting
position.
away with nothing because I don't know if you knew this, which you probably did, but you might, but just for people to know. He was charged on a lesser count and had a plea deal at first, and the judge threw out that and charged him on the higher count, so the one that has higher penalties to it. If anything, he's getting
Are you talking?
heavier.
Is this for the gun charge?
Yes, it's for the gun and the tax charge.
You have to say pew pew, by the way.
Okay, yeah, but what about the rest of the stuff that went on in Ukraine? Like that wasn't even addressed. That hasn't even been addressed. He
What,
admitted
you
that
mean
his dad
the,
was the big guy.
you
None of
mean,
all that
his
shit
being
got
on the board
swept
of
underneath the
Burisma?
rug.
You mean
I'm sorry?
him being on the board of Burisma?
Yeah, and saying that his dad was the big guy.
Yeah, that happens all the time. And I can give an example. Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner being promoted to key allies and to go and speak on Trump's behalf and saying, I have the ear of Donald Trump, but look what I can do, right? I mean, Trump put Ivanka, Ivanka and Jared in positions of power to speak on
fine,
it.
but
And so
I'm
whether
talking
or not
about
Joe
using
Biden had him in it, I don't disagree that there was backroom dealings in these private affairs. I don't disagree with that. What you're making the claim, though, of what happened in 2018 and 19 with his impeachment about what kind of crimes there was. But you got to tell me like what the crime was that Joe Biden was doing, that Hunter Biden was with Ukraine.
They're not supposed to be doing like backroom dealings where they're
you
profiting
can't.
off
That's
of
legal.
stuff. Like, I mean,
That's
there was
legal.
money, there's money transfers and everything. Like somebody had said something about, let me see if I can find the source before I even talk about the businesses that were opened up in names.
Marty, think of the $5, Marty.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I can't believe you guys are actually, I mean, did you even
Joe
see that?
Biden wasn't president. Joe Biden wasn't vice president.
What are you
Hunter
talking
Biden
about?
was a private citizen.
Right, but he was using his father's name.
Influence?
Like they
Oh,
were
you
making.
mean
There's
as
who was
every
that
other
business guy that came out? I don't
child
remember
of
the
every
guy's
other famous
name.
person does.
Yeah,
Every
basically-
child. Well, but that's true though. Every child of every politician, of every celebrity does that. They throw around their parent's name to get influence. That's not illegal.
But when your parent who has a position in office is using those to profit
didn't,
from
though.
it,
That's
that
the
is
problem. He
illegal.
didn't.
You cannot profit off of your
From,
position in office
when-
by
hold on.
backhanded dealings.
You did make the claim Are you making the claim that this happened when Joe Biden was vice president?
Yeah, all that stuff that went on with Hunter Biden and his laptop.
Well, the laptop didn't happen when Joe Biden was.
They found the laptop after the fact, but that's not the point. The point is that like it was found, and there's no addressing any of the stuff that was found in it,
such as
the backhanded deals of him.
Well,
what do you mean?
We also only.
And he's lying and saying he has no awareness of it.
Well, hold on. We also only get an account of what's on the laptop from someone named Bobulinski, who himself, I think, has been found to have been a liar. I think the DOJ actually just charged him like a year ago with like perjury or something. So the man that we get this information from, Bobulinski, went to this computer dealer, bought the computer, and then scanned it and told the FBI. And now the FBI is saying that Bobulinski lied about everything, and he's being charged on federal counts of like perjury.
Okay, I have no idea about that guy. Like, I don't know. I just know what was coming out.
Well, that's the problem. Is you may want to know about it because Bobulinski is the guy who exactly gave the laptop to the FBI. And so if the primary person from which you get your information from, if he is now under indictment for lying to the FBI, then you can't trust what he's saying.
If this were the other way around, and
I'm talking about the committee of Republicans that came out and said that they had all this evidence and stuff against him and the businesses that were made, and like there's a trail of businesses and all that stuff. Do you remember when that happened?
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. As far as like
if that was
that
a committee
stemmed from
thing,
that.
But if that was a committee of Congress or Republicans or something, then they would have sent it to the FBI, or they would have sent it to the CIA or some other a 3-letter agency, right? But like what committee are you talking about?
I'm talking about when they were trying to impeach him, all the findings that they found. They had like an investigation going on.
They did, and they found nothing, which is why the Republicans had to stop it. Like, it's literally going nowhere. Like, it's nowhere. The Republicans, the head of the impeachment inquiry literally came out with the report, and it's like, we have nothing here. We can't proceed. And that's why it has stalled. Have you heard anything about impeachment, about Joe Biden? No one's talking about it anymore. Why? Because the very people that were looking into it found nothing. For example, even Jonathan Turley, who is a conservative, a constitutional scholar who testified to that committee, said to their face, based on the information that you're telling me, you don't have enough evidence. You cannot impeach Joe Biden, who he is not a fan of. You cannot actually impeach him because you don't have enough evidence. That was their own witnesses.
Well, I mean, what about when they said they had self-authenticating data from Biden's laptop, and they were going to use it at his gun trial?
Okay, that's fine. I got no problem.
For the person who said, Parker, you're weak, you got to add the apostrophe RE, by the way.
What?
Yeah, well, that's fine. No, look. If there's something...
Sorry.
Can you turn off your internet, please? Geez. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Whatever evidence they want to introduce at his gun trial, fine. That's fine. I got no problem with that, right? And then the judge and the defense will argue about it, and if it gets introduced, then it gets introduced. Okay. But now you're talking about the gun trial, not about his laptop and what was actually on the laptop. You're talking about the gun trial.
Yeah, they're using evidence from the laptop during the gun trial. That's what they were saying.
Because the laptop had many things on it. It had many things on it, not just about the guns. It had many things. And Bobulinski claimed, and so did the store owner, to have evidence based on the laptop about crimes and things. But as we already know, Bobulinski is not trustworthy, and so they are going with certain things, but not with other things.
Well, they said that they were going through, they have other evidence, and that will prove that the evidence on the laptop is authentic.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind
I
of...
no problem with that. Like, you're acting as if I
Biden's
don't believe
attorneys
in, like,
have claimed that it was manipulated.
No, if there's evidence that comes out in court that Hunter Biden or Joe Biden did a crime or did something, then fine. I mean, let it come out there. I'm not advocating for it. I'm advocating that.
Do you think that he should be holding office when there's a potential for that to be true?
Yes, and I applied the same. No, and I applied the same thing to Trump. Trump doesn't even have the potential. He has the actual.
Finn, thank you for the watermelon love. Thank you, Finn.
So we're not talking about just a potential to be a crime. Trump has crimes on his record now. He is not.
Do you think that like most politicians like in office, like if they applied the same like level of scrutiny as they have Trump, do you think that any of them would be holding office? I'm just being honest. Like they're all criminals. All of them.
Some cases yes, some cases no. I mean,
yeah, like you're
I think in
assuming that it
most
would have
cases,
when you
yes.
say they're all criminals, you have no evidence of that. These are just other things that you just keep whipping out of your ass, throwing at the wall because you want to make everyone just.
No, I'm telling you, they pretty much most of them are. Like most of them are. Huh?
Give me 2, and give me the evidence. Off the top of your head,
There's a
give
list of them
everyone.
that are convicts.
Give me 2.
Okay.
Or like, give us 2 that have been alleged to do the exact same crimes that Adele.
Why does it have to be the exact same crime?
Because you just gave me that that.
I didn't say the exact same crime.
Wait, Matt. Let's not complicate it even more for her. Right? She still can't provide 2.
I can. 117. Well, I'm just going to tell you the statistics that are there. Okay,
She had to look it up.
Yeah, well, because that's where I saw it. I have to just give you the source, right?
Go ahead. What's the source?
Okay, so if you go to AP News, it says that.
Because I'm not going to dispute there are people in Congress that are corrupt, but when you say every single person,
yeah, they are convicted.
Let me please
and a lot of them have bankruptcies.
Finish,
I know
or do I need to mute you again? Do I need to mute you again, or can I finish?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so when you say every single person in Congress this is applicable to, that's wrong. Right? You have no good reason to believe that. Okay. That's just something people whip out of their ass because they don't want to look into the things and actually explain or have a standard for what they consider as corrupt.
I said most.
No, you said all.
Haven't given us
and you still have yet to give us most.
Because what's most? 80%?
Okay, so it says 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupt in at least 2 businesses. 3 have done
like
time
Trump?
for assault. 71
Trump?
cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year.
Is that all in one Congress?
Yeah.
Or is that over years?
How is that corruption?
Well, don't you have to be of a certain moral standard to run the country? I mean, like if you were just saying that Trump's bankruptcies don't make him like a good candidate for office.
This is a different point. So you saying that like people should have better morals? I like actually agree people should have better morals. This doesn't mean they're corrupt, but
I think that if you're going to be ruling over how people should,
I'm muting you, dude. Like it's actually unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. You were trying to bring up corruption. You didn't bring up corruption. You just brought up morals. I agree they need better morals. That's why I'm arguing against Trump, who cheated on basically every single one of his wives, who is proven to have sexually abused someone, engaged in fraud, is denying the election, lying about it, literally defaming E. Jean Carroll. There's plenty of things I can point to with Trump that are fucking terrible moral character. Saying he'll date his daughter if it wasn't daughter, something that he has in common with his daughter is sex when she says golf, right? He walks into changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA because he quote unquote owns the place and defends it on Sirius XM. Like this is the moral guy that you're saying that we should vote for?
Who said that he did that? Like, was that somebody talking against him, or like I've never even
an 18-year-old that was an 18-year-old that was there in the event that was at the time was changing. They were all changing, and he said he justified him going into these changing rooms because he quote unquote owns the place. No men around. I see all these beautiful women naked.
Well, I mean, did he card all of them? Like, did he check their ages? Like, I'm sure.
No, some were as young as 15 years old.
Okay, that's not good. But I'm just saying, like, that is not appropriate. I'm just saying, like, I'm not talking about morally. I'm talking about when it says the spousal abuse and stuff. That's not a moral issue. That's like a crime.
Well, you mean like sexual abuse is a crime too? So same with Donald Trump. Pauline, think of the $10. Christina, think of the $33.40, and you didn't care about his fucking 34 felonies.
I don't care about the 34 felonies because I know why they were being done. Like if they did it at the right time, but you don't do it right before an election. Like that's just not.
It's a crime.
Everybody knows what's going on, and you're like, you can argue the point for whatever, but I notice you make people be quiet, or you'll mute their microphone whenever they're making a point that you don't want to argue.
Like in fairness, right? I apologize when I interrupt you, but the problem is that Parker has been talking, and then you would interrupt him. That's why he gets
on points that are
frustrating.
productive. See, like here, I don't have an issue with interrupting. I really don't. Right. The issue with interrupting that I bring up is because it gets rid of the productive flow of the convo. Right. So like if you were interrupting with me at the end of the sentence after you already understood something, you could demonstrate to me that you understood it. That would make sense for you to interrupt me. But if like you didn't understand what I'm saying and you're just interrupting me, right, because you want to like say something that's not relevant to the point, obviously I'm going to be like, yeah, that's not like a
Parker, I have an
good
important point to
interruption.
bring up, if
Go
I
ahead.
can. Melissa, can you tell me the title of that AP article that you just read off, please?
It says, crap, where did it go? Hold on, I gotta get it off. Hold on a second, I'm trying to find
In the meantime, everyone tap that screen. Let's run up to 1 million likes. People say good excuse. I say this on my live every
my
time.
browser down.
Literally, chat. I say this about interrupting every single time I go live.
Is it video recycles dubious statistics
No.
about a lawmaker's crimes?
No, it wasn't that. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to my history. I don't have my history on save.
Wasn't that, you said?
Yeah, but everyone keep tapping that screen if you want to support me or Matt. Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
I do appreciate everyone. Y'all are going incredible today.
Yeah,
Also,
thank
you
you
can
so
check out
much.
the video I just posted, y'all.
That was on an article, but they also have the misconduct database.
Okay, okay.
Go to the govtrack.us misconduct. They have all of their right there as well.
Also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that. So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I'm going to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Did you hear him standing there with no clothes on? Him saying that, him pronouncing that?
Yeah, but I
Evan,
also
thank you
didn't
for
hear him.
$10.
I
Thank
also
you.
didn't hear him being like, oh, "Yeah, I wanted to bang one of them" or anything like that. Like if he goes back there because he has to inspect it.
Are
he's
you
not saying
fucking
he's going back
serious?
there to look at
Are
it.
you
He's saying, I mean,
serious?
he can't help
He
but
said
to
the
see.
funniest thing is I can get away with doing this. Like I'm inspecting, and they laughed. And you're like, oh,
Evan,
because he
thank you for
didn't
the-
say you
Yeah,
wanted to
but
fuck
you're
someone.
taking
It's
it out
not
of
bad.
context. Like he's not going back there to like stare at them like that. He's just saying like he can go
He
back
literally
there.
says he does that. He literally says he does it to stare at them, and he fucking
You
did
just
it right in
said
front of you,
see
and you didn't
these
fucking
incredibly
care.
Beautiful. You're saying like he doesn't have eyes. I mean, like I don't know what you're saying.
Do you want to hear it again? Let's listen to it one more time.
Everyone's getting dressed and you have done that. I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I'm going to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Does it say that they're naked? I didn't.
He
hear
said they're standing there with no clothes on.
Oh, I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear that part. But yeah.
I'll play it one more time.
You see a beautiful. We say hello with. I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I'm going to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody
See that?
okay?
Okay. Well, he didn't finish that. He didn't even finish the sentence. Like, what are you talking about? They were standing
Be
there with no
quiet. Be
clothes.
quiet. Listen.
The dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see this
Where did he even finish
They're
the?
standing there with no clothes. Be fucking.
Does that mean
for
that
real.
they're? Does that mean they're standing there in their underwear? What does that mean? It doesn't
It
mean
means they're
naked.
standing
Like I
there
don't
with no
understand.
clothes on. Yo,
Are you sure that
shoot,
that's
thank you
what
so
it
much for
means?
the $10.
I
Thank
mean,
you so
he could
much.
be anything.
That's what he just said. You can't be
He
this
didn't
dense.
finish the fucking word. Like you can't say that unless that's not evidence against something. That's like. I'm just saying he didn't finish the sentence. You're just assuming, right? He could have been saying with no closed doors. He could have been saying anything.
This is the type of shit we have to deal with. I'm sorry, but You cannot be this
That's an
fucking
assumption, though.
dense.
You cannot,
I'm sorry,
unless he
Melissa.
finishes
No,
the word. He
no,
was
Melissa.
saying no closed doors, no what?
They're standing there with no clothes on, right? Are you kidding me? Let's play it one more time. No closed doors? Are you fucking kidding me? You can't be this dense. We're gonna play it one more fucking time because you're the most dense individual in the world trying to support this proven sexual abuser and guy who literally defends walking into changing rooms with little girls, bro. Unbelievable.
You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see this incredible look to the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay?
I mean, some of these foreign girls, you know. So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything.
Okay, so they're getting dressed. They've got no clothes on, right? Okay, let's put two and two together with the literal reports from the 18-year-old women that came out and said that they were uncomfortable when he would walk in and barge in when people were naked, right? Had topless. They even had workers to go up to them and tell them to walk up to people or walk up to not to people, to Donald Trump because he likes it when they're wearing less clothes. Okay? Unbelievable. You can't be this dense, Melissa. You can unmute your mic, by the way. Can we get some pretzels in the chat, everyone? They're literally bending themselves, as Mr. Jones would say, into pretzels to defend this man. Into pretzels. Oh, for the person in the chat that said that, yeah, it was the 18-year-old that came out and talked about this because the minors, they weren't identified by name. Okay, so you can look at the minors, right? They were claimed by the 18-year-old. Okay, there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old. Melissa, you can hit the mute button in the unmute button in the bottom right. Click the microphone in the bottom right, Melissa. I'll send you one more invite. Go ahead. You're
When
there.
you do that, you're like bending the argument to go in your way, right?
You mean mute you?
Yeah, when you do that, you're just completely like you're controlling the argument or the debate.
Pff, no shit. It's literally my platform. No shit, I controlled the debate there.
But how you can sit there and say that you do realize why it's being done, and then you're still at the same time arguing that it's right. Like if you're for democracy, then you would not say that that's right.
Me
That
saying
it's
I'm for
okay to do that to
democracy within
somebody.
the context of government, obviously a representative democracy, is not saying I'm in for democracy for how my platform is run. But I do take into account what people say for how I run my platform. And I would argue that it was better for me to mute you there to have productive dialogue as it relates to what was truly said rather than you being so dense insofar as to say
I'm
that
not
this is
dense.
clearly him.
There's nothing dense about it.
You're saying he's not talking about
I'm
changing
listening
women.
to the conversation just like you. I'm listening to the conversation and I'm having a completely different perspective of that conversation than you are. And as a woman, I would never condone like sexual, what do you call it, or anything like that. I'm a woman, okay? Obviously, I perceive things in the world like differently than a man would. But I'm saying like in that context or whatever, I don't see him doing anything that any other man would not do in that situation. Like I'm not seeing that because I've seen men do worse.
Wait, just because you've seen men do worse does not mean this is okay.
I never said it was okay. I'm just saying I don't see why you're calling him a sexual, like why he's sexually assaulting. That's not sexual assault or whatever.
Wait, oh, here, actually, Amber, by the way, if you want to send a guest request and you do want to address this because she is addressing that, I will absolutely invite you up here, Amber. But
it might be perverted. It might be an old man trying to get his, but it's not sexual assault.
He was held liable for sexual abuse. This isn't the claim of held liable for sexual abuse. That was with E.G. and Carroll, by the way, which you'll probably dispute.
And by the way, I just want to say, and then I'll let Amber. I think Amber she'll let her definitely talk. I just want to say, I think whenever he made that comment and you read it, the whole comment about grabbing by the P word, grabbing by the P, that to me is sexual assault because he would just walk up and do it.
Yeah, he said he doesn't even ask.
Has he done it? Like, has he done that? I've never heard anything.
He said he doesn't even ask.
He said I did it. That's the claim, right? He goes, I can do that. I can get away with that, right? He says, I would kiss him. I would go up to him. I would kiss him, and I grab him by the P word. I can get away with it.
I don't even have to ask. That's what he said.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say that as somebody, I live in Las Vegas. There's a lot of in the industry. There's a lot of girls who do not mind that. And if a girl like allowed somebody to do that, what versus not allowing, I don't know.
Allowing
I would think that they would have come out by now. They would have said something.
Melissa, allow does not mean consent. If someone doesn't tell someone to stop yet is not showing that they want to engage in intercourse, that is not consentful.
By the way,
some people freeze up.
Yeah, and by the way, Donald Trump addresses what you just said. Why they didn't talk back, why they didn't say anything. Because he addresses right before that, he says, because I'm a celebrity, because I'm so big, they are scared that they want to fawn over me, and so I can get away with it, right? That's a power dynamic.
He said that?
That makes it worse. Yes. Right before, right, he lays out the scenario about how this happens before he says what he does. And in that, you can clearly see that it's about a power dynamic, which is one of the classic hallmarks of a sexual assault, a sexual harassment, that kind of stuff. But I'm done. That's it.
And Courtney, thank you so much for the $50 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Courtney. And Amber, you can absolutely
I just have a question. Excuse me, sorry. I'm starting to lose my voice. Melissa, have you not heard the Access Hollywood tape?
For which, no, I haven't. I don't know. Are you talking about, like, I just heard that blip on it where he says, grab them by the pussy. That's all I've heard.
So you didn't hear, like, the whole thing, just like a tiny bit?
No, I didn't. I don't know anything about that.
So, Parker, I think you should play that.
Yeah, we will.
First, before I address the other stuff. So bear in mind, Melissa, before you listen to this, that he has been found liable in court by a jury of 9 people for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll, who is my aunt. And he shoved her into a dressing room and assaulted her in that dressing room. So before you listen to this recording, keep in mind how similar what he actually was found liable of doing is to what he says he does.
I have it, Parker.
Go ahead.
Okay, just hold on.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. Whoa. I did try. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping.
Sorry, I paused. He's talking about a married woman, by the way.
That's not the one that she's talking about, right?
Yes, it is. This is one long thing.
I moved on her like a bitch. I couldn't get there, and she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald is good. Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your set this up. That is very. You give me the thumbs up.
You are.
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
else off first?
Yeah, let me.
It's very
You gotta get the thumbs up.
You and I will walk in.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her with the gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
Hold on. It's gonna go forward. It's giving text, isn't it?
I didn't hear the end of what he said.
He said, I gotta put in some Tic Tacs because I might start kissing her.
Oh.
It's like a magnet.
Here, I'm gonna go back because I was speaking. So there's text on the screen. That's why there's text on the screen.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Okay, hold on. It's
Who
almost
is he talking to, by the way?
News reporter.
No, it looks good.
Come on, shorty.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
Oof, get out of the way, honey. That's good legs. Go ahead.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Down below. Pull the F.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how
nice
are you?
Seeing you.
Pleasure to
Terrific.
meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing, Ariane?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the bus. Like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
He hugs and kisses him. All right, that's it.
Is that all? Or is there more?
That's all.
Okay. No, that's not okay. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Well, that was about 3 minutes. I mean, I think there's a version that's like 8 or like 5 or 6 minutes, but it includes stuff that is like them way in the back. But that was Billy Bush and Donald Trump talking on the bus about the women that they were going to meet as they were waiting on them. Trump says, before that, he says, quote, he was talking about a married woman. He was trying to move on her like a bee, trying to move on her because she was married. And he says, I just couldn't keep myself from starting it. So he was talking about that. Then he goes inside the bus, says he has to take some Tic Tacs because in case that he starts kissing them because he just can't help himself. Then after that, then he starts about because they let you do it because you're a celebrity. You can do anything you want, kiss them, grab them by the pee, and then he goes on. And then he goes out the bus. A woman approaches him in a dress. He puts his hand on her like this, and they're talking, and Billy Bush says, what, no hug for the Donald? And he goes in for a hug, and they give a big smoosh, and that's how it ends. I don't know about you, but every time I watch that, and it's a video, by the way, it's not audio, it's a video. Every time I watch it, it makes me feel disgusting. Like, I feel disgusted. Like, it's like gross. It's gross.
Yeah, that is gross.
Because it immediately had to say, oh, I'm sorry, Parker, I didn't mean that, sorry.
No, you're good, don't worry. Go.
Okay, because almost immediately after saying all that, he goes out and does does part of the very thing that he said he can do, right? That he can touch him, he can kiss him, right? The only thing that he did not do was the grabbing. So, like...
And again, I don't even have to ask part.
Yeah, I don't
Stephanie,
even
thank you for
have
the $3.40, and Amy, thank you for the $4.20.
Thank you for the gifts, everybody. I appreciate
Now, how do you defend that?
Thank you.
No, I don't defend his words at all. I mean, you said that he would, but he didn't grab them? He didn't grab them, you said, right?
Not those particular people. It was someone
else. He does on the normal? Does he normally grab them, or is he just saying like he could if he wanted to?
He says he's
saying that he does and they allow him to.
And he does, and he was found liable for doing so against someone's consent.
Yeah.
So he was just
no, that's not okay. That is
not outside his character. I think that's the big thing, right? If this was some random thing like outside his character, but we have decades and decades of him saying stuff like this, doing stuff like this. He's a serial cheater. He talks about women in derogatory ways. He always sexualizes them. I mean, this is what he's known for. This is what he's known for. And then he makes these statements, and it fits his character. So,
yeah, and I just want to. Somebody just made a comment to me in the comment section. That's an important thing to point out. There are 27 women who have come forward with stories about him assaulting them. Only one of those people has had her day in court, and he was found liable for doing so. But there are 26 other women.
Why is that?
Why is what?
Why has only one person been able to go through the court?
She's the only one who had the courage to bring charges against him, or to bring suit against him. Or, I mean, I wouldn't call it courage. That's not fair to the other women. The only one who was willing to have her life and world turned upside down in order to do so, because that's what's happened.
Did she not get did he not, I mean, my question was, didn't they do a settlement with that one though? Beforehand, no. And they're still bringing, she never went to court over that before?
No.
I thought that she had a settlement before.
There was no settlement. It was a verdict. She never had any kind of settlement with him.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He's had settlements for other situations with other women, but not with E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah. Well, what we just
We had. I think you might be
yeah, I mean,
confused.
what-
There were two court cases.
Yeah. Well, we
The first court case was about a little over a year ago, and that was the civil suit for sexual abuse and defamation. And he continued to defame her publicly after that verdict. So they sued him again for defamation, and that was the verdict that happened here in the last month or two, where he was found liable again. And he might be going back a third time. I mean, I can't deny or confirm because they haven't made a decision yet, but he could.
I don't know. Wait, somebody just put in the comments that I don't care to learn. I'm listening because I am caring to learn. That's why I'm listening. So
I believe you're listening.
People are just rude. Okay,
No,
I'm
I believe you're.
I'm listening.
you're
I'm sorry to
listening.
interrupt you.
No, that's fine. I believe you're listening. You should hear the way other people react and respond. So yeah, I absolutely believe you're listening. And you agreed that recording was disgusting. I mean, most people have no issue with it when they come up here to try to argue this, and that's a problem. Have you ever heard of grape culture, Melissa?
Of rape culture?
Yeah.
No, not exactly. No.
Parker, have you ever seen the triangle of grape culture?
No, I have not seen the triangle.
I mean the pyramid. The pyramid. Sorry.
Are you talking about I don't know which one you're referencing. Is this like an infographic or something?
Yeah, basically.
I have not myself.
I think that's an important thing for people to learn. It's because this kind of thing doesn't just happen in a vacuum, or suddenly. There's an entire culture built around what makes people get to the point where they allow themselves to do something like this. And it starts with words. It starts with societal expectations for how women are supposed to behave. And then it moves up to victim blaming and shaming. Yeah, there it is. So like when he says that he goes into a dressing room of teenagers who were ages 15 to 18, who are, even if they were partially clothed, I don't care if they were completely nude or if they just had underwear on, and he's bragging about that and normalizing that and making that seem okay. That is an aspect of grape apology and grape culture. That's why this is such a pervasive issue, because people normalize this behavior and make it seem okay, and then they blame the victims. That's why we still have such a massive problem with SA.
Yeah, it's
Thomas, thank you for the roses.
I mean, right, Parker? I mean, am I making sense?
Absolutely,
Okay.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I mean, am I saying like this guy's the only person in the world who's ever done this? Duh, of course not. I mean, earlier you said,
That's what men do.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, you're basically like acknowledging that this is what they do, and yes, it's true. But are we going to continue to allow that and think that that's normal and okay? Can we please hold at least the people that we're going to allow into the Oval Office who make policy on women's bodies to have a higher standard than that? I mean, God, we have to start there. The bar is in hell. Like, I don't care if you can't stand Joe Biden, think he's a criminal, think he's this, that, whatever. Fine, don't vote for him. But please don't vote for a person who's been found liable of SA, who says that when he went on the Wendy Williams talk show with his daughter, they asked him, hey, Ivanka, Trump, what's the thing that you two have the most in common? And Ivanka said, real estate or golf? And Trump said, sex. And there's a recording of that as well. Yeah. Parker can play it for you if you want. It's really gross. And like the fact that people have seen these things and they know about them and they don't care, like, is terrifying.
I haven't seen them, or else I would
I
probably.
know a lot of people have not seen them. I know that. But at this point, I think most people should probably at least be aware of the civil suits because they made like international news.
Yeah, no, I haven't. They don't go into detail though. Like the news I've seen, they haven't gone into detail. It's just more so been like in his defense.
change your media source immediately. I mean, to be totally honest with you, like I don't know if you're talking about Fox News, but
No, I don't just watch Fox.
or like Truth Social or Newsmax or any of those, like where all they do is like they don't even tell you that these things happened, and they happened. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Here, you want to hear this clip? This is unbelievable.
Favorite thing you have in common with your father? Either real estate or golf. Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. I can't relate that.
Donald Trump has always been proud of.
Like, who says that?
Yeah, I know who does say that. I see a lot of people on there telling me like not to, what do you call it? I'm not listening because it's not a matter of swaying my opinion. It's a matter of right and wrong, and like that is wrong. And if you can't admit that things like that are wrong, then you're ignorant. So I mean, anybody who's in there saying no, Melissa, or whatever, like you guys just are not listening. You guys really aren't listening, and you're not being fair in the argument.
Melissa.
Sometimes part of
in the chat.
Sometimes part of you have to look at a situation. You have to be fair about a situation. Like that is absolutely wrong. So like now I have to reevaluate, because now I'm even realizing I'm like, maybe there are some things I've been conditioned to believe in my life as far as like men go that is not quite right, that I have not been ever, like this is kind of mind blowing to me in a little way.
But don't like blame yourself for that, because guess what? It's all of us.
Yeah. This is something that we're all taught to believe in. It's something that we have to be able to acknowledge. Right, that we're taught these biases. We have to be able to reflect upon the fact that we're taught by these biases and dismantle them. Right, and that's for every single one of us.
Yeah.
I'm really like, I don't mean this to sound condescending at all. It's not. I'm just really proud of you right now, because it takes a lot to like absorb information that goes against what you believed.
Yeah.
And to like acknowledge wrongness and to try to do better, especially in front of 6,000 people. That is an extremely hard thing to do for a lot of people. So I just want to say I definitely commend you for that.
Yeah, I'm really like this has been very difficult for me because, you know, obviously I'm related to this woman. This is like a high moment for me. The fact that you've taken this in and you're being honest with yourself. I would make one more suggestion as far as getting reliable information. I'm a librarian. I teach media literacy. So does Matt. Matt's a librarian too. Look up the media bias chart.
Okay.
It is I don't know, Matt, could you explain that a little? I'm getting a little out of breath.
Monthly updated. It's a monthly. I think it's monthly. I'm pretty sure it's monthly. It's a monthly updated chart where they assess all the media outlets, and I mean all of them. Like it's Pact, right? It's a Pact, and they put it on a graph between left and right, and they tell you then based on left and right. On the y-axis going down, it tells you if they're trustworthy, not trustworthy, if they are like lying, if they're like pure misinformation. It goes all the way down that way. And what you can do is you can find the sources that you're looking at and see if it's bad or not. And you always want to try to stay towards that middle line towards the top, because that means that they are neutral. And that they are purely fact-based, meaning that they don't give you any
Tanyakan saja. Silakan kakaknya.